crust filled with cheese and luscious ingredients.
Wheeler up across the 20. Got some room at the 40. He breaks across midfield, and he's down to the 46-yard line. Oh, boy, what a run. A 50-yard return on the play.
Bill, I'll tell you, they had a man up in that last defender's face, but bless his heart, he just didn't make his cut quite flat enough.
That was Kendrick Sanford, Coach.
Oh, I could tell the difference.
And I couldn't see 2 down here, but it was number 7. That's the exciting freshman out of Corsicana. And they did not have him back deep last week, but they got him. Now, look, Sanford takes the ball away.
You're dadgum right. This is no freshman, legitimate freshman. Look at him accelerate there. I'll tell you, he's something else.
So the special team of Frank Gantz getting the Cougars off to a good start. Clements at quarterback, Antoine Smith behind him. Handoff Smith, power right ahead. Johnny Mitchell, number 95, the first man to him with the tackle.
I'll tell you, there's no question about
Smith, West, Johnson, DeGroot, and Griffin in the backfield for Clements for the University of Houston. That offensive line is anchored by Marcus Griggs, the veteran. Number 79, Ben Fricke, doing a heck of a job at center for the Cougars.
I'll tell you, the last time, though, Ben got a hold of that big kid and just got whipped. That was a great play by that defensive nose guard.
Second down for Clements. In motion, Robbie Wheeler. Clements, quick look. And a completion at the 40-yard line, maybe the 41 of LSU, but not for much. Pat Rogers, the linebacker, was right there.
I'll tell you,
LSU defensively will go with Miller, Wiley, Mitchell, and Mixon. Stansberry, Calais, Rogers. Now, they will make the majority of the tackles. This is a rebuilt LSU secondary of Walker, Butler, Twilley, and Donaldson.
Thing about it is those linebackers are all seniors, Bill, and that's a big thing, and they're also great athletes.
Third down. That's what Clements needs for a first. He's got to get it right to the 35-yard line of LSU. No backs in the backfield. Goes to Antoine Smith. Can he get to the chain? He does. Was he out of bounds? They're going to give him an unfavorable mark, I believe. He might be just shy of the first down. Kim Helton giving it a look.
He drug his foot there a little bit. He's probably a foot shy on the thing. It was a pretty good effort on Antoine's part that time. That was a little motion. Got no receivers back there. Took the thing and really did a pretty good job of getting what he got.
Looks like he might be about a foot or two short of that marker as they will measure. He had to get to the 35.
That's the first time that we've come out with a no-back alignment out there. And what they're going to try to do, I think, with that is just to dink around, have the short cross with our inside receivers, take off of the outside receivers, and try to hit that back out in the flat or on the flat.
Well, Coach, it's time for your big back, maybe, and that would be Antoine Smith at 230, 6'2", number 23. Of course, everybody in the stadium looking for him.
Well, I'll tell you, the line better take off here. I'm telling you right now, because there's enough meat on the other side to stop about anything that weighs 230 pounds.
Well, you're not going to be able to hear. They're up on their feet. 79,940. The Cougars need half a football to keep this drive going. Clements, quarterback, he's got it. First and 10, Houston.
I'll tell you, I even said I hope they run a quarterback sneak because they won't be looking for that. Chuck hasn't run with hardly anything in his life, but Fricke and the Greg Brown in there did a super job in drilling a little bit of a hole.
Coach, Ben Fricke may be one of the strongest collegiate football players in the nation.
He is that. And I'll tell you now, he has done an excellent job of being a center for us. He has great strength, great feet. In fact, I'll tell you, Bill, we've got 4 offensive linemen that have great feet and 1 youngster who has good feet. So we're not that destitute in the offensive line.
Well, apparently there was a penalty at the end of the play. The Cougars get to tack on 15, apparently unsportsmanlike conduct.
I'll tell you what now, that's the kind of foolishness that happens usually in the first game. I'll bet Coach DiNardo is really irritated.
Personal foul is the call. We've got the SEC officials, and we'll give those officials to you a little later. But the Cougars now with the ball inside the 20-yard line of LSU. They've only played about 2 minutes into this game. Cougars already knocking on the door. There's Antoine Smith, 2 very tough yards through the middle of that defense. Johnny Mitchell again, number 95. He's a freshman, 6'5", 295. And he's playing in place of Anthony McFarland, the sophomore who broke a foot and is a normal starter.
I'll tell you what, though, Bill, that was still a real good surge by our offensive left side of the line. And Fricky also. I'll tell you, Brown and the center Fricky and old Marcus Sprigg was a good surge.
Flank out Damon Johnson. There's Antoine Smith. That was what he did last week. 108 yards rushing. Second down. Clements got a man open. DeGroot with a great catch at the 7-yard line. Jason DeGroot.
I'm telling you right now, Bill, you can't throw the ball any better than Chuck did that time, and you can't catch it any better. Oh, DeGroot had a great concentration there. What they did is rolled him out because they were a little bit concerned about the blitz in the middle. And those 3 linebackers that LSU have can do just that. That's a great catch.
DeGroot is almost becoming as good a football player as he is a student in the classroom. He is a perfect 4.0 in 2 years at Houston. And he was a 4.0 with that 12-yard reception. First down and goal for Houston at the 7. This crowd's going to make it tough to audible, Bill.
He just can't do that. He's just going to have to go ahead and call the play.
Not nowhere for Antoine Smith. I don't think Smith got the audible.
No, you can't. You cannot audible down there because you just can't hear anything. You're just going to have to call the doggone play and run it. Otherwise, you get the kids hesitant, and that's just not a good thing at all. They're doing too well right now, just taking off and getting after it.
That Kenny Mixon, Jr. out of Louisiana, 6'4", 258. He smelled that play out all the way.
All right, we got the little runner in there now. Maybe we'll go out wider. See if he can find a crease.
Sanford, the outstanding. There are just a bevy of great young running backs all over the nation, and Sanford is one of them. He's set behind Clements. Ball on the 9. That's what the Cougars need for a touchdown. Handoff Sanford. Nowhere to go.
I'll tell you, bless his heart, that was a freshman maneuver. If he'd have hung in there, that thing opened up like you couldn't believe.
David Butler with the tackle. He's a senior.
Yeah, but we had a great job. Marcus Spriggs did a great job, and Brown did a great job over there. Bless her heart. And the little old runner just took her outside instead of humming it up in there.
This is the first possession of the game. Houston got a 50-yard run back by Kettrick Sanford on, and they have taken it now down to the 10-yard line. Third down and goal to go. Watch Charles West. He's flanked inside. Going to go the other way, and a miscommunication. Looks like the receiver, Maurice Bryant, was looking one way, and Clements threw it the other.
Maurice made a move inside, and Chuck threw the fade route in the corner of the end zone. It was just obviously, as you said, miscommunications there, Bill.
So the field goal kicker, Sebastian Villarreal, will check in. Tyson Helton will be holding. The ball will be placed on about the 17-yard line, a 27-yard field goal attempt. He made a 45-yarder last week. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
Hey, good job. That's good job.
Well, the Houston Cougars take the opening kickoff and take it all the way down to the LSU 6-yard line before they settle for a field goal.
I'll tell you what, it's no small boost to the confidence there.
Toby and Johnson will be kicking off for the Houston Cougars, taking the opening kickoff and going for 3 points. Back deep will be David Butler for LSU. Houston leading it here 3-0. 10:27 left to play in the first. Johnson with a high kick. Taken down on the 6-yard line. That's Kevin Falk coming left. Oh, he's upended at the 22-yard line.
Great tackle by Jay McGuire.
Yes, indeed it was. A return of 16 for Kevin Falk. That Houston drive
I'll tell you what, it looked for a minute there like they were going to get some of those people sealed off. The LSU bunch did a good job of blocking. It was a great effort by Jay McGuire to bring that one to the ground.
So the quarterback coming right out with the first play. They will not huddle. Herb Tyler, a sophomore out of New Orleans. He is an exciting young athlete. He'll be handing off to Kevin Falk, number 3, and a single setback. Savoy in motion. And off Falk. In good shape. Outside is Thomason Good, number 37.
I'll tell you, that's what they have to do. He can't.
Herb Tyler, Falk, Beard, Foster, LaFleur is an All-American tight end.
Good.
Wells, Perry, McClure, Paneca. You'll remember him, you folks in Rosenberg, Texas, and Ben Bordelon.
I'll tell you, Thomason did it exactly right there. He really came up in a hurry. Made a great play.
Savoy in motion. And on Falk, coming left. Great vision, cuts inside, up across the 35 to the 40-yard line. First down, LSU. 16-yard run by Kevin Falk, and coach, does he have the vision of the field?
I'll tell you, he's an awfully good one, but number 47 grabbed 42 around the arm and locked on so he couldn't get off of him. Jason Brown was in perfect position. That big tight end from LSU just tackled him. He thought he was playing defense.
First down, 10. Herb Tyler, again to Falk. Cut off nicely at about the 40. There's a flag on the play, and the tackle by Rusty Foster, number 93.
Great job of moving to the outside by Rusty Foster. He got rid of the block and made a great play. That time, all of them moved down the line a whole lot better.
You Cougar fans, we want to update you now. Ahmad Charles, involved in an automobile accident last weekend, he is out for this game. He is the starting right end, so Rusty Foster has moved over to right end. And Antoine Simpson, number 94, a junior college transfer, playing in his first game for Houston. He's in there in place of Foster at left end. We'll show you the big number 94, all 300 pounds of him in a moment. And that flag will come on LSU, holding.
I'll tell you, they did it on the other one, Bill, flagrantly. So evidently the official caught that one.
Tigers penalized 10 yards. Holding.
So a penalty of 10 yards. First down, make it 18. Oops, the tight end was in motion.
Well, that helps us out, too.
Actually, that was the big right tackle. I think Ben Bordelon, the senior, out of Matthews, Louisiana. He moved just a little bit.
That can happen.
Watch him right up on the top. There it is.
You can see him move there, but that's what happens a lot of time that first game. Even a senior, an old head, every once in a while his concentration will wane on him.
Chris Beard flanked out with Larry Foster to the top part of your screen. Herb Tyler, the quarterback. He takes it, play action. Going up to the 30-yard line, a completion on the play to Chris Beard, and a nice gain for LSU up to the 40-yard line. A gain of 13 on the play. They needed 23.
They don't do very much fancy. That was just a little end out in the... All right, here they come out on a little bit of a fake with the isolation flat cut out there for the 84. We just unfortunately got too far off the man. We had two guys covering the curl.
That'll set up second down, 11 to go for the Tigers. Herb Tyler looks like he may be audibling the play. Straight drop back, going for all of it. He's got a receiver downfield, overthrows him at the 30-yard line. That was Yamani Adams.
What it looked like is he ran a little corner cut there, and unfortunately Thomason Good bit too much to the inside, and then old Yamani turned on the afterburner and it was gone.
They got some speed, but they lost two good wide receivers. Shedrick Wilson and Eddie Kinnison went to the NFL. Wilson went to the Oilers, and so they're having to replace their wideouts.
They're great. Those guys were great.
Third down, big play. LSU trying to keep this drive going out of the shotgun. Oh, there's a lot of pressure by Houston. Tyler is one down from behind. It looked like Foster may have been in there.
I'll tell
And
you
also, I believe that was Brown, Jason Brown, junior out of Palestine.
I'll tell you what, Bill, we got good pressure that time, and that's the first time we really cut loose and got after him. As you can see here, he's getting up the middle there. We did a good job of getting that done, forced him out of the pocket. Out there in good shape. I'll tell you, sometimes it's better to let that kid throw. He can really run.
Jason Brown doing a good job there. The punter is Chad Kessler. He's back on his 26-yard line. Oh, boy, does he get a foot into this? West all the way back to the 6, jukes the man. Oh, and he's hit at the 14-yard line. But the Cougars get the ball back. A punt of 54 yards, a 10-yard return. Houston leads by 3. Start up the Cougars at the 10-yard line. First and 10. Houston leading by 3. Handoff up the middle to about the 15-yard line. Chuck Wiley with the tackle. Want to remind you folks now, the U of H ticket office is open right now for tickets, season tickets or USC tickets. The number is 743-9444. Stan and his crew are waiting for your call at 743-9444 for U of H season tickets. Ball is on the 16, call it. Second down. Cougars need 9. We'll flip it back again to Smith. Not much running room. Alan Stansbury, the senior, he was the leading tackler for LSU last season out of Baton Rouge, is the first one to him. These linebackers, Coach, for LSU, very active. 230 pounds, and all of them can run. We have, like you say, we've had 8 rushes now for 0 yards. So I'll tell you, it's tough to run. That's what happens when you get those seniors. My stars, it helps, and particularly for athletes like that. No backs in the backfield.
The tight end's going to be wide open.
Looking across the middle. Nothing there.
We tried a little delay that time across the middle. Didn't work out too well.
Kedrick Sanford was the intended receiver, but that ball was way overthrown.
Yep.
So now the punting situation, Ignacio Saucedo will be punting for Houston, and he'll be standing right back on his 1-yard line. Kevin Falk, the ever-dangerous Kevin Falk, standing back at his own 45.
I'll tell you, you're going to get an idea here of what the kicking game may mean. We had them back way up in that monster booming punt that the LSU boy had. Now we need to get one of our own.
Saucedo averaged 39 yards a punt. Bad snap, but he went right back to him, fortunately. This kick may work out all right if it takes a Houston ball, and it does.
How wonderful.
Inside the LSU 40 to the 38-yard line. A punt of 46 yards for Saucedo. No return for LSU. On to a break, 5:40 left in the first period, and Houston leads LSU 3-0. Back to Baton Rouge, 5:31 left in the first quarter. Houston leading LSU. LSU on first down, pass to their big tight end, David LaFleur. It was incomplete.
I'll tell you all that, Bill. We finally contained the bootleg, for crying out loud. We haven't done it for a year and a half, so that's great.
Then illegal procedure by LSU has pushed the Tigers back to their 34-yard line, where it's second down, 15 to go for LSU. Herb Tyler, the young sophomore quarterback, at the controls. Down the line, option, he'll keep, and gets 2, maybe 3.
Bill, I'll tell you, that was well played by the left side of our defense. They took it down the line. The defensive backs came up and forced in good shape. Shoot, let him have a couple of yards. There's no problem there. That's a good job.
It'll bring up third down now as soon as they spot the ball, and it looks like they'll need about 12. Ball on the LSU 37-yard line. Full house out of the shotgun. He's going to go deep. Tyler got a receiver downfield. Going to be interference call on Houston.
I'll tell you, that's going to be close. They were both shoving each other. I'm just afraid, though, being where we are, the fellow in the white may win that.
William Fields was back deep for Houston, a freshman out of Copper's Cove, Texas, and a lot of bumping at about the 40-yard line, and the flag was thrown at the 35. The ball was overthrown, though, Coach.
There's no way he could get to the ball. I know that.
Let's see what the ruling is.
We have pass interference.
Yeah.
We have illegal participation, 12 men on the field against the defense. The penalty's offset. Replay, third down.
How about that? That's your referee, Astor Sizemore, out of the SEC, and that's what Jerry DiNardo's asking about. It was offensive interference, but the Cougars had 12 players on the field.
Well, that's why the defense looks so good. Holy smokes. What's the matter? Don't be a spoil sport.
Well, they ran in an extra player, and the other guy didn't come off, and that really infuriates Ken Helton. So we'll set up third down, do it all over again. 3rd and 12. You can tell this is LSU's first game right now. They have sputtered just a little bit. Cougars looking like they might want to blitz. Great pass. Oh, great. Kick tight in LaFleur at the 25-yard line. Oh, David LaFleur, 6'7", 278 pounds, and he got behind everybody.
I'll tell you what, that was well played in our line. We got a good rush, good pressure. I'm afraid our secondary just went to sleep thinking that big rascal couldn't run as fast as he can.
I'll tell you, this LaFleur's got the pro scouts already drooling.
Oh, he has to be. He's a great one. He's a great athlete.
39 yards on the pass and run from Tyler to LaFleur. And now LSU down on the Houston 23-yard line. High formation. Clock going right, nobody there. Inside the 10, 5, lost the football out of bounds. He stepped out at the 4-yard line, make it to 3. 1st and goal, LSU. A run of 20 yards for Kevin Falk.
I'll tell you, that was a great job of starting one way and coming all the way out the back door.
Coach, he's the type of running back. You just blast ahead and let him pick his own hole.
He'll find his own hole. Don't overcoach. Just turn the kid loose. He's something else. Got great leg strength, great vision. He's a great runner.
He rushed for 234 yards against Michigan State in the Independence Bowl at the end of the season. There's a flip back again to Falk over right tackle. Touchdown, LSU.
I'll tell you, it's that 2 tight ends in there, 2 huge people that are excellent blockers. And then you get a kid like Falk out there, and I'm telling you, it's just unbelievably difficult to absorb him.
Well, the Cougars, they got jammed up inside. Nobody could get to the outside.
So what it is Antoine Simpson just doesn't quite have the movement and the feel that you have to have right now. This is his first start, and he hasn't had that much practice time.
The extra point is up and good. And so LSU has now taken a 7-3 lead over Houston with 4:07 left to play in the first quarter. And right now, Kevin Falk has rushed for 42 yards and 1 touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have a guy like that, you have an unbelievable gun, and then you get 2 big old tight ends, you have a double unbelievable gun.
All right, let's take a look at it from up here.
All right, there you are. You have the double team on the second man in, the guard pulling, and holy smokes, it's just very difficult when you put 250, 60 pounds on a cornerback.
Did you see that Faneca? That's Alan Faneca now of Rosenberg, Texas. Played at Lamar Consolidated, one of the highly recruited linemen.
He is a great offensive lineman.
He pulled out then and just blew Houston off the line of scrimmage and
wiped it out.
There it is, the scoring drive for LSU. A very explosive team. Whenever you've got a Kevin Falk in your backfield, and Houston the same way with Kendrick Sanford, you're looking at two young running backs right here, 2 of the better ones in the country.
2 good ones. You're right, Bill. And in addition, you add that big tight end into the mixture, and you got yourself a real problem.
4:07 left to play now. Kendrick Sanford is back deep for Houston. Wade Ritchie advances on the ball. It's a low line drive. Sanford with the catch. Sanford looking for some running room, cuts inside at the 25. He's off and running to the 30-yard line before he's hauled down from behind by Chris Cummings. And I'll tell you what, Cummings may have saved the day for LSU.
I was just going to say that. I'll tell you, it's a good thing that kid stayed at home over there, because that one almost happened. Watch this.
28-yard return.
You think that isn't a lot of presence there, picking that ball up? And then he just takes off. Oh, he can go.
He can jump through a keyhole, can't he?
Yeah, you don't see any other white jerseys down there, do you?
Well, they had it set up on the right side. He just went to the left. Cougars with the ball on their own 30-yard line. Clements, quick pass, Robbie Wheeler. Gets by one man, can't get by the other. Gain of about 3. Good pursuit by LSU.
They came from the inside in a hurry, but I'll tell you, a little old dinky-do thing like that is something awfully nice to have. He got rid of one tackler. They were all over him.
Look at the good reaction.
That's a good job there of running. That's a good job of slicing through a couple of them, get a couple more yards. That's not that bad. Just good to have a big play like that.
Robbie Wheeler in his sophomore year. He had a big freshman season out of Florida. Second down for Chuck Clements. He fires a bullet, and it's incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended for Wheeler.
I'll tell you, we're not going to be able to stop, I don't believe, out there like that. We're going to have to keep on coming, and Chuck's just going to have to hit him between the picket fence there.
That's a little different than last week, because the receivers got a little cushion last week. This week, Coach, you got some finer athletes. They can get right up on you.
Well, this is what they're doing. They play consistency. Those 2 outside guys walk up on the outside man, and then they mess around with those other 9 people. Now, as you can see there, they're all walked up.
In motion, Maurice Bryant. A whistle on the play, and I think they might call this play back, because it looked like Marcus Spriggs had jumped up prior to the snap of the ball, so it may be a legal procedure on Houston.
I'll put it this way, let's hope so, because if it's not, it's intentional grounding. Yeah, dead ball foul. There you go. False start against the offense. Movement in the line before the snap. 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Jay Nichols, please report to the Red Cross station.
So far, the penalties haven't been too bad. Haven't been bad for Houston. Well, and the way that play turned out, it was probably a good thing they got the illegal procedure, because it gives them another down to work with. 3rd down and 13, the ball on the 28-yard line. Elton to pass, looking for the screen, got it set up to Sanford. Sanford looking for a block, won't get it. Now, boy, what a reaction.
I'll tell you, that's a great play by a linebacker right there.
Alan Stansberry.
I'll tell you, that's a senior linebacker. Nothing bothers him. He just plays his keys and goes and does it. That's really a good job. Really good job. Here, pressure's not that bad. All right, we get it formed halfway decently. No, I'll tell you, we didn't get our center out there in that screen. He didn't get out there far enough. That's why Stansberry did a great job of really committing in a hurry to the throw.
Well, they call holding on Houston. Of course, it was declined by LSU. Sets up a punting situation again. Ignacio Sauceda will be back deep on his own 15-yard line. Falk will be back on his 35.
I'll tell you, I hope he gets another end-over-ender. Just roll it out there.
Or kick it high enough where Falk cannot return it.
I like that, not returning it, whatever that is.
Sauceda trying to turn that point over.
Oh, we're shallow in the middle there.
Falk looking for a place to go. Gets out across the 40, 45, 47-yard line.
Boy, that's like a gun held up alongside your head.
Looks like Keon Banks was down there for Houston.
Did a good job.
So I think Falk says he wants to come out right now. That was a punt of 42 yards for Sauceda. 18-yard return for Falk. You know, you're seeing 2 backs, Sanford for Houston and Falk for LSU. Not only are they carrying the ball, they're the special team stars also.
Yep. I'll tell you what, they just there are not that many great athletes going around. You can afford to leave one of them out of it.
First down and 10, LSU at the 47. Again, Kevin Falk going to the right side. Mike Parker missed the tackle. Falk to the 45, driven out of bounds at the Houston 40, maybe 44-yard line.
Yeah, that may be a backup runner there. Oh, did he make Falk stay in there?
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's good enough for him. I'll tell you, you're right. He's waving his arms now.
Parker missed the tackle. Number 44 could have had him back there for about a 1-yard gain.
9 yards. 5 yards. Second down.
So it'll be second down and 1 for LSU.
What we're doing, we're getting pretty good pursuit down the line. They're doing everything out the back door. The runners are.
Timeout called by Tyler. And it didn't look like he was going to beat that clock. And he needed to call a timeout so he could avoid the 5-yard penalty. And he'll come over to the sideline.
They had those two big tight ends over there together. I had a sneaking suspicion they're about to run another zone dive. I think really for the most part, though, defensively, our shoulder pads look square to the line of scrimmage. Linebackers are moving a little better. It's just, you know, we're coming out the back door, and to do that, you've got to be able to get rid of the blocker, get off the block, and get into the pursuit, and it's difficult. Particularly if a guy weighs about 290 pounds sitting in your chest.
Cougars going now with Jason Brown, Rusty Foster, Gary Haynes, Leonta Reams across the front, Mike Parker at linebacker. And the total yards so far in this game, Houston got it on the special teams, that 50-yard run back on the opening kickoff by Kettrick Sanford. Their drive bogged down.
Well, we've got to work out some way we can run the football.
Second down 1. Kendall Cleveland in the backfield. He's got the first down. He does contact at about the 43, maybe the 42 and a half.
I'll tell you, Bill, that was a great charge by Gary Haynes. He keeps doing that all night. He'll create some havoc in there. Really a good job. Look, 91. If we'd have held up where they're still, it's a real good thump.
Rusty.
Chad Shaw was in there.
Rusty Foster.
Rusty Foster.
Hanging on to one leg. Now, this Kendall Cleveland, they don't lose a lot when he comes in. He's another sophomore out of Orange, Texas, one of the best athletes on the field.
He is a great athlete.
He'll be in there with Robert Tyler, the fullback, and it looks like a little confusion by Herb Tyler again. He calls another timeout.
I'll tell you, that's two of them in a hurry.
Well, that gives us a time to tell everybody that here's a great opportunity for you to get your University of Houston season tickets by calling the U of H ticket office. It's open right now at 743-9444. Stan is waiting by, and the crew waiting to take your call. 743-9444. That's for U of H season tickets or tickets to the game against Southern Cal, which is coming up in the Astrodome.
I'll tell you now, that's going to be a great game, Coach. I'll tell you, if we'll just keep getting better and better and better, we're going to put some knots on some people's heads before this year's over. We have just got to get that running game mustered so that we take a little pressure off of Chuck. And though our receivers are good little people and they can do well with the routes and that sort of thing, but as you can see tonight, you get some big people and some athletes. Boy, I'll tell you, we've got a problem getting away from them on the short route. It's just tough. We're going to have something where we're running away from the defenders.
Coach, we're also on defense trying to get a little help from Vaughn Washington tonight, who had come in after the spring, had come in as the starter, but hurt his ankle, did not play last week against Sam Houston.
I know Chad Shaw's been carrying the load here. Needs a little help once in a while.
First down and 10. LSU, good job tackle in the backfield.
Is that Hampton?
Yes, Lewis Hampton, sophomore out of Killeen.
Now, Bill, that kid can play. That was a great move on his part. Here it is right here. You'll see him coming in there. I mean, he's slashed in there. Hello. That's a good job. Good job.
Cleveland had no place to go. Kendall Cleveland, he gained over 500 yards rushing for LSU last season in the same backfield with Falk.
Okay. Second down.
No gain on the play. 1:20 left to play in the first quarter. Blitz by Houston. Hey, got him. Oh, they throw him for a loss back in LSU territory at about the 47-yard line. And there's that Lewis Hampton kid again.
Bill, that kid can play. I'll tell you right now, he was hurt with a hamstring all last year and really got just about next to nothing. See, we timed that's a great job by old Chad Shaw getting up over that guy. And a great job. Lewis Hampton almost got back there before Tyler did.
Yeah, he really was a load. Sean Wells is a veteran left tackle, and he could not handle the much quicker Lewis Hampton. So now this is 3rd down and 20 for LSU. The ball on the LSU 49-yard line. Across the middle. It on the play by Delmonte Montgomery. We got it. He's got inside the 40-yard line of LSU. What a play by Montgomery, and Tyler, the quarterback, makes the tackle, but not before Montgomery returns it 30 yards for Houston.
I'll tell you, those are the kind of things we got to have. We got to stave people off here until we can get that thing going a little bit. That was a great play by Montgomery.
Montgomery has played a lot for Houston over the last several seasons, but replacing Diedrich Mathis.
Here you can see, watch the move to the ball. Oh, that is a good thing. And then, I mean, he takes off and heads to the other end. There's Parker. Good turnaround job there by him. Good job. Good job.
Watch it again from this angle now, Coach. This is what you teach, is breaking to the ball.
That's exactly right. That's a great job.
All right, back to the offense now. Clemens at the LSU 40-yard line. Looking to the right side. He's going to go deep. He launches one up for the group. Hey, that's interference. Throw the flag, Coach.
Oh, I apologize. I get a little excited. But my stars, the group turned around and started to come back to the ball, and the LSU kid hit him right in the chin.
Jason DeGroot.
Maybe we can see it here.
Was going down. He was at about the inside the 10-yard line. It looked like he was the secondary receiver for Chuck Clemens.
Chuck kind of threw that one off his back foot there. That's not quite a Clemens throw.
Of course, LSU has had the advantage of scouting Houston for one game.
You're right there.
And they have them pretty well figured out defensively. Second down, still 10. Ball on the LSU 40-yard line. 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Handoff up the middle. Antoine Smith. If he goes north and south, he's got a first down. He's inside the 30-yard line. First down, Houston.
If he would have just accelerated, he might have blown by and all. Okay, here you'll see it. Great job there by the line. If he would just accelerate there, really accelerate, instead of looking for something to come from the inside, he'd have run right by him.
Tippy-toeing around instead of going ahead and sticking it up there.
It's just, he is not afraid or anything. That's just his style. I remember Herb Adderley. He couldn't run because of the same doggone thing. There's Michigan State.
First down, Houston. Ball on the 29-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play, and these young Houston Cougars are doing quite well. There's the following from Houston, and they like what they see. Houston trailing it by 4. Kettrick Sanford cuts inside, goes to the 25.
Now, I'm telling you, that's a runner.
Take a look at the first quarter stats now, and a little tilted to the LSU side right now, but the Cougars trying to even that up.
I'll tell you, it's a good job of running right there. He picked up 4 or 5 where, you know, it might not have picked up 1 or 2. Good job.
Bring up second down and 6 needed for Houston to keep this drive alive. Changing the play.
I'll tell you, that's he's not. Sanford didn't even hear it.
He wants to know. Chuck Clemens going deep. And it's going to be overthrown, intended for Damon Johnson down at about the 5-yard line.
Coach, I'll tell you, somehow we're going to have to use hand signals or something like that. They're not going to get a voice signal down here when these people give it with the yelling and screaming. It's just not going to happen.
It's never quiet here anytime in Death Valley, but
Neat hand signal.
Whenever they see you try to change your signals, that gets them up on their feet.
That's right.
They get awfully excited, and it brings up third down for Houston. Third down and needing 6. This could be a key play now.
Real big
For
one.
Clements and the Cougars. DeGroot coming over to the left side.
Here comes the corner blitz.
Clements hangs it up across the middle, almost intercepted in the end zone. There was a flag on the play, and it looked like one of the wideouts for Houston jumped off sides. We'll have to wait and see. Troy Twilley almost comes up with the interception.
Coach, we just kind of threw that one up there for grabs. We can't do things like that. Our receivers are not that tall. They can't go up and fight quite as well as some of those other people.
Well, a choice here for LSU. Do you want to move Houston back 5? Of course, the Cougars will get another down, Coach, or do you want to force them to try a field goal, which would be about a 40-yarder?
40-yarder, and made your 45.
Illegal motion against the offense, motion in the backfield before the snap. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it will be 4th down. And Sebastian Villarreal kicked a 45-yarder last week against Sam Houston.
Yeah, so this is not, distance-wise, we don't have a problem here, I don't think.
Tyson Helton will hold at about the 32. Thinking about a 42-yard attempt for Sebastian Villarreal. Looks pretty good. Leg in it, and it's good.
Hey, way to go! Way to go!
Is perfect this season. He is 3 for 3 on the season now, 2 for 2 in this game, and the Cougars hang tough.
Coach, I'll tell you, anytime we can pick up a little point here and a point there, it's just like gold. First of all, it's going to help the confidence. We're into the second quarter where we didn't play that well last week in the first quarter. So now then, for crying out loud, here we're playing right nose to nose with what is a great football team, athletically speaking. So it's, I every minute that goes by that we're still in here, I think great confidence builder.
There you saw Kim Helton talking to his offensive coordinator, Neil Callaway. And Neil, of course, in his college days, played for Bear Bryant at Alabama. He knows all about this place.
Well, he was here.
Yeah, he was here as a coach.
And came over to Houston. So he does. He's somewhat familiar with Tiger Stadium. But I'll tell you, it's a good feeling just to have these kids coming in with the big play defensively. Golly, it just means so much. You just have to play defense, as we've said before, to be able to compete. Now, and by golly, we've been doing a good job.
Jerry DiNardo has to be in pretty good shape. He's worked up a lather on that sideline. Scoring drive for Houston. Took them 42-yard field goal.
See, that's what the turnovers look like. 15 yards and we get 3 points. Nothing wrong with that.
Toby and Johnson, there's the receivers. Butler is back deep. Tobias Johnson advances on the ball. Good high kick.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Look out, watch that middle. Butler right on the goal line. Good pursuit by Houston. You got to wrap him up. And they run him out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you what now, we did a real good job of closing the gap. We had opened up a gap in the middle there a little bit. And the guys jumped in it. They got back in their lane.
So a 19-yard run back on the play. And here's where you'd like to wrap him up. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
But that's good field position now for Houston. Let's see who they come back out here with now in the backfield.
Number 7.
Looks like Rondell Mealy and Robert Tyler will be in there. Mealy is a freshman. Tyler, a freshman. Boy, I'll tell you, they've got freshman and sophomore running backs coming out the years. Hand off Mealy, coming right side. Nobody there. Cuts it up the sideline, goes across the 35 to the 36-yard line before Mike Parker pushes him out of bounds. But a big gain on the play.
I'll tell you what, we played, as you can see here, we played this thing really well. Look at him going outside there with it.
He was ready to fall.
Ooh, now that guy decked him there. Now, I don't care. That was not that badly played, except the last guy got turned over, and that's too bad. Now, let me tell you something. Those are good offensive linemen that LSU bunch got.
18 yards and first down.
18-yard pickup. First down, 10. Deep man is tackled on the play. Good play.
Rusty Foster played it super. Bless his heart, I'll tell you, he's playing a great, great job defensive end.
Yeah, he did a great job there, didn't he?
He did. Came in there, got by the blocker. And listen, that's good coming off on the outside here. Our cornerback did a real good job. Who's that, Delmonico?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did a good job of coming up from the outside. See, you do things like that, and sooner or later, if you keep your defensive position, if the ball carrier is going to run through the thing, he's got to run by you.
Chris Beard, Larry Foster, flank to the top of the screen. Herb Tyler, the quarterback, going to throw the screen pass. He's got Rondell Mealy. Mealy trying to find some running room. He's still on his feet, and he fights for the first down marker at about the 47-yard line.
Now, let me tell you something. That kid's a runner. Wow. I'll tell you, we had lots of people put their handprints on him.
I thought we read this initially pretty well, Coach.
Not too badly. You can see it. We're out there in pretty good shape. We come in and missed a tackle there. See, you missed another tackle. Chad Shaw missed that tackle. You just can't do that. Dadgummit, not against, not do what has to be done to win against a team like LSU. We just got to be more secure on the tackle.
First down for LSU. There's Rondell Mealy, who was supposed to start tonight because we thought Kevin Falk would be suspended, and I'm sure Mealy thought so too.
Coach, after watching that, I'm not too sure. I'm just glad Falk got back.
Well, they got a bunch, whole stable of good running backs. Bernardo did an excellent. He had one of the top recruiting classes in the nation last year. His first year at LSU. All still in LSU territory. We played about 3 minutes into the second quarter. Nice hit. Mealy was on the carry. Thomas and Good came up and applied a bonnet shot.
I'll tell you, that was a great hit. That's a super hit.
That Good will turn your cap around.
All right, here we go now. See, he gets, look at him accelerate there. He'll accelerate. Good job by 91 Haynes, and then Good, boy, really did. Thomas and Good really drilled him. I tell you, we get some tackles like that, we'll be all right.
Well, he picked up 5 on the play. Second down, 5 to go. Ball on the Cougar 48-yard line. Off Mealy again going. Oh, good pursuit by Houston, led by Jason Brown, the junior out of Palestine, Texas.
Did you see that Hampton kid? I'll tell you, he is everywhere the ball is. Jason did a great job, too.
Jason comes from pretty good bloodlines.
Guy Brown had to be one of the great defensive ends we've ever had. And of course, he went up there as a great linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys for a long time. And he's a super young man. I'll tell you, so is his brother. It's just it's a wonderful family. We love those families.
That guy Brown was a big star, 74 through the 76 campaign, and here it is again. Holding was called on LSU, by the way.
Boy, Jason Brown did a great job of playing that block off that time and making the tackle. Really did a job.
He turned him back the other way in a hurry.
Coach, I'll tell you now, this is defense. I'm serious. You're not going to hold a team like LSU with all the guns they have for zip. Now, these kids, their position is better, their pads are parallel to the line of scrimmage, and by golly, they're delivering a blow when it get to the ball carrier.
The attack on the loss along with a 10-yard penalty for holding, and it's second down with 17 needed for LSU. The ball now back just inside the LSU 40-yard line, make it about the 39 and a half. Looking for holding, got the screen. Kevin Clark with the reception, and he guns it up across the 45, run out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Stedman Foreman ran him out of bounds.
I know that's the cleverest holding bunch I've ever seen. Watch it. I think it's the right tackle over here. He wraps up somebody, or somebody grabs him and doesn't turn them loose. That's a good block there by that LSU boy. But here's a nose guard out there hustling. I'll tell you what, it's not that bad. Really isn't. A lot better defense.
Well, it sets up another big third down play now. There's Falk with the reception. Third down and 9 needed for LSU. Ball ball just inside LSU territory. Where will Tyler go with it now? Going across the middle is big tight end. Good closure on the ball. I'll tell you what a play by Stedman Foreman.
Coach, I'll tell you, Stedman is about 5'8" or 9", but I'm telling you, the ball hit him right in the head. Here we go again. We see it. That was a great move on the football.
LaFleur's open just a moment right there. And
Look at
then,
that. I'll tell you, that's a great job of going for the ball. I'm telling you, that's defense. That's lots better.
well, how about Gary Bartell? He coaches those defensive backs pretty well, doesn't he?
He does. He does a great job. He does a great job recruiting. He's a super young man to have on the staff.
Be back deep now. Chad Kessler will be punting. He's got a heck of a foot. Doesn't quite get a good one off here, and that's a good fair catch by West at the 15-yard line. So the Cougar defense puts up a big stop. 10:55 left to play in the second quarter, and LSU leads Houston, but only by 1.
Missouri nothing in the first quarter.
So the Cougars now will start this drive on their own 15-yard line, trailing by a point. Death Valley, full house, almost 80,000 here tonight. Antoine Smith
On the draw, good job. Good job blocking to that right side.
Pat Rogers on the tackle for LSU.
Oh, that was a good job. He got a good hold. Good job by the center.
He picked up 4.
I tell you, that's a good job sealing that stuff off. 4 yards, fine dandy. 3 times 4 is 12. That moves the change. Is that right, Bill?
You got it. I tell you, you were a whiz at that math.
Oh, I get that math.
You know 10 yards. You know what that means.
I'm here to tell you.
First down. Cougars need 6. Clements going to give it to Smith out of the backfield. He's got a step to the 25-yard line. He's up to the 27. That's enough for a Cougar first down.
Billy, I'll tell you right now, if you get that kid the ball out wide where he can get turned up, for some reason he doesn't have all that moving around and wanting to move around.
Yeah, they're going to call holding on Houston, however.
Oh, nuts. See, watch him turn it up. He has a knack when he gets outside there.
Well, that's bad news for Houston. The first major penalty of this game for the Cougars. And that's going to push them way back.
It's not fun to operate back there.
Well, it just limits what you can do.
What, about, hey, I thought it was half the distance. From the 10-yard line,
We have holding
or 15,
against the offense.
that's 7 yards.
Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
That's 2 yards further than half the distance.
Spot of the foul, Coach.
Oh, okay.
All right. Second down. Cougars need 19, and this crowd in the end zone awfully loud.
Oh, I hope he's not trying to change the play.
Pass to the outside.
Holy smoke!
It's going to be a penalty on LSU. They were all over the back of Maurice Bryant. Denard Walker made connection with Bryant before the ball got there, and that's a big break for Houston.
It really is. Here you can see it here. Denard Walker's one of their seniors. Usually those guys don't do things like that.
They lost a couple of good ones. Talby Crawford and Clarence Linton last year.
I'll tell you, that Denard is a player. I think he's a kid from Garland, Texas, unless I'm mistaken.
Yes, he is.
He got, what's interesting, he got the senior award for the best attitude or something like that in spring practice, which I'm serious says a whole lot for Denard.
Well, it's an automatic first down for Houston.
That helps.
And it really does help. And that moves the ball also out to the 20-yard line. So a fresh set of downs for Chuck Clements.
Got Kettrick in there now.
Patrick Sanford in the backfield. Sanford on the carry up the middle. Good block by Fricky across the 30 to the 32-yard line. First down, Houston again. Great blocks up front by Ben Fricky, Greg Brown, Marcus Spriggs, and Wilbert Brown.
I'll tell you, old Dave got in on that one, too. I'm sorry. Look at that. Isn't that something? That kid just has the lean. He's got the great body lean. I think he carried the ball more than any other high school back in the history of high school football in Texas.
Over 2,000 kicks.
Good job. That's a good job of blocking.
What a career at Corsicana. Played for Tom Wilson, who used to coach at Texas A&M. Draw play. Sanford, he's got a big hole. Across the 40-45 at midfield. He's brought down. 15-yard gain. Another first down, Houston.
Coach, like they say, he's quicker than a hiccup. I'm telling you, he took that draw and accelerated. He was gone on the other side of the linebacker before they ever knew what happened. Good job there by the tackle. But look at that. He just can find a hole, and I'll tell you, he can accelerate. That kid can play football. Get something like that, then that opens it up for Chuck. That helps him a bunch. Good job, offensive line.
Wilbert Brown, Ben Fricky, David Roberts opening up that right side. 1st and 10, Houston now in LSU territory. The point of the ball just tipping over into Tiger ground. Little slant pattern. He's got the receiver. That's Damon Johnson. Takes it right down to the 36-yard line. Cedric Donaldson with the tackle, but a beautiful timing play.
You can see it here.
To Johnson.
Get the motion away. Uncovers that wide receiver. Really good job of throwing the ball. Real good throw. Good catch. Here you are again. Great throw. Right where it belongs. Could protect it with his body. Good job. Good job of Clemens.
1st and 10 for Houston again. Ball on the 37-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Play action. Got his big tight end out on the right side. Rodney Griffin out of Friendswood, Texas. Stansberry, the defensive man, on the play. That Griffin is a load at 260 pounds.
Coach, he is, but you watch those Stansberry. Usually that is as tough to cut. It's as tough to cover as there is. Oh, Stansberry jumped him like you couldn't believe. I'll tell you what, now, those senior linebackers that LSU have are good, but hey, we got 4 or 5 yards. Can't beat it with a stick.
2nd down, 7.
They're going to call it a 3-yard gain, make it 2nd. Cougars need 7.
Don't try to call too many things.
Handoff Sanford again, dancing around, trying to find a hole. He gets a couple. Kenny Mixon on the tackle.
I'll tell you, there aren't many people that can even think about making the move he just tried to make there. He came back against the grain and then leaned back to the strong side. And I'll tell you, if he had just hadn't lost his balance, he'd have got it done.
I saw one guy make a move like that once at Dickey Post.
Oh, Post, McVeigh, Newhouse, the whole raft of them. But this is a runner.
3rd down and 6. Robbie Wheeler in motion. Chuck Clements. Oh, what a great reception. He throws to Damon Johnson for another Cougar first down. A diving catch from Johnson. Now we're out of Temple, Texas.
All right, here comes the guy with the motion. I tell you, they almost tripped, and that was thrown off his back foot. That is a strong arm throw.
Clements had to have the presence of mind. Sanford almost undercut him.
That's right. I'll tell you, he's off his back foot and throws it in there. And I'll tell you, that's great concentration by the receiver there, too. Really good concentration.
With the ball on the 25-yard line of LSU. 1st and 10 again for Houston. This drive, remember, started back on the 15-yard line. Draw play. Antoine Smith, big hole inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. Houston Cougars.
How about that, sport fan?
Antoine Smith with a 25-yard touchdown for Houston. And the big back gets on the board.
Now, he accelerated that time when he went through the line of scrimmage.
Did you see the blocking by David Roberts, Wilbert Brown, Ben Fricky?
I'll tell you, David just wiped it. Look at that. There isn't anybody out there.
Also, Rodney Griffin with a great
was
block.
in the thing. Yep. Hey, see that? I'll tell you, you get that big rascal turned up field, and oh, does that help.
And the Cougar faithful, and there are quite a few Cougars, made this trip to Baton Rouge, and they have to be pretty excited right now as Houston calls a timeout. A special teams problem there. I think he may have wanted to go for 2.
I'm sure he wants to go for 2.
And so he didn't have his 2-point team on the field. So the Cougars had their full complement of timeouts, and they take one here with 6:52 left to play in the 2nd quarter.
All right, here it goes. I'll tell you, here The great block there by Brown on the right. Dave Roberts, big tight end, did that here. But look, see, he accelerates. You get him turned upfield, get him out in the open. I'll tell you, he's a load to catch.
And Jason DeGroot made a nice block downfield, too.
Jason DeGroot is really a good football player. And that's when that straight 4-0 work comes in there. I'm serious. The kid is disciplined. He knows how to get up in front of the guy and shield the guy off. I think he does a heck of a job.
The offensive line has really impressed me tonight.
Hey, I'm telling you, Bill, I'm serious. We've got 4 kids with great feet, and Dave Roberts doesn't have the greatest feet in the world, but hey, I'll tell you, he works so hard that he makes up for it. But now those guys are doing a good job of blocking.
All right, look at the scoring drive now. 85 yards. The Cougars leading at 12-7 will go for 2. This could be big. Bobby Wheeler in motion. Clements. Interception. Now you better tackle him. He can return it for 2. And they ran him out of bounds. So the extra point is no good for the Houston Cougars. Clements a little upset with himself. He shouldn't be, as he led the Cougars on a scoring drive for 85 yards. And with 6:52 left to play in the second quarter, the surprising Houston Cougars have taken the lead. Tobias Johnson will be kicking off for Houston. The Cougars with a long drive to take the lead, 12-7. This one will be a little shorter now. One of the up men will be taking it. That'll be Casey Tabor for LSU. Good coverage by Houston inside the 25-yard line.
It was good coverage, real good coverage.
Looked like Cedric Hardiman in there for Houston.
They stayed in their lanes, did a good job.
Only allowed a 13-yard return by LSU. So the special teams, I've really been impressed by special teams for Houston. The offensive line blocking has really picked up, and it's looking pretty good for Houston right now if the defense can continue to keep improving with each set of downs.
I'll tell you, the defense right now is playing better than I've seen them in 3 years. In other words, there's just more techniques that are correct. We can keep on going here as you said. Hey, it won't be that bad.
Well, guess who's back? Kevin Falk. I think the experiment with the other backs is over.
Enough of this nonsense.
He'll have big Robert Tyler, who's a 235-pound fullback, in front of him in the I formation. They're going to take out play action, going with a pass. Oh, he's wide open at the 40-yard line, down the sideline. A good adjustment by Delmonico Montgomery, because Foster is quick. Larry Foster, a freshman out of Harvey, Louisiana, and he almost went the distance.
I'll tell you what now, good fake here, coming in with that's not a good fake by Falk, but it's a real good throw. It was a great route. He turned, though, Delmonico all the way around. In fact, he made a great job of just saving that.
A 22-yard pass reception, and I thought that was a great call. Everybody thought Falk was going to get the ball.
Like D and me.
Yeah.
Got those 2 big tight ends in there now.
1st and 10. Coming to the right side on the option. Oh, no. Inside Houston territory, inside the Houston 45. Run out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. A 9-yard run by Kevin Falk.
I'll tell you, and I see the replay here. I'll see if that was a G play. See if they pulled that onside guard. They did. I'll tell you right now, that makes that tougher than a son of a gun. You run out of people out there in a hurry. It's a good thing there was a sideline there.
I think you know a little bit about the...
Talk about a 71G. Yeah, it's tough. Particularly if you get a guy like Tyler pulling the cord and he's pitching to a guy like Falk. It's really tough.
For some of our younger fans maybe watching, Coach Hillman, the founder of the explosive veer offense.
Well, I'll tell you, you have to have people like this. We had people like Falk and the other kids to run the darn thing. But it's tough. It's just, particularly when you're used to seeing the eye, and, you know, everybody blocks everybody, then all of a sudden they just turn one of them loose and double down. That's not fair.
Well, that's a first down for Jerry DiNardo's LSU Tigers, trailing Houston 12-7. Boy, when they announce this score around the country right now, there are going to be a few surprises.
Our kids got to suck it up there, though. Somehow we got to get this thing stabilized.
LSU with 2 big plays now. 1st and 10 Tigers. Again, going for all of it down the middle, overthrown at the 5.
I'll tell you, we were not in bad shape. Old Devin out there had it in pretty good shape. The guy just overthrew it to the receiver, stumbled.
Incomplete.
I think Foster must have gone and talked to the coaches and said, hey, I think I can get open, because they have gone to him a couple of times. This time, the overthrow by Herb Tyler.
What it is, to have a chance to stop and run, we got to go to some kind of 8-man front thinking. When you do that, a lot of times they're going to run that post on the outside man, which is what they're doing now.
Second down, still 10 for LSU. Option again, right side. This time nobody tackles Tyler. He's free at the 25, inside the Houston 20-yard line. First and 10 LSU.
I'll tell you, our left defensive tackle that time went inside. He ran around the block. Can't do things like that. Just
25-yard run for Herb Tyler. He shows you his explosiveness now.
All right, see, they're in the guard inside. We're going to run around 72. That G play, I'll tell you what now, this is hard. It's a hard play to handle if you got as overshifted as much as we are. We have got to get better play out of our second man in on the line of scrimmage. He's got to give us some help out here when that guard pulls in front of him.
Ball on Houston's 18-yard line. Herb Tyler going to give it. Now coming back the other side. Kevin Falk trying to get a block. Can't get it. Good pursuit.
Oh, good job.
And a textbook tackle by Delmonico Montgomery. That's the way you teach it.
I'm telling you, that was a great play by Delmonico. He made up for that other one. Here we go. This is good pursuit here, though, people. Watch that Hampton work down the line of scrimmage. Look at that out there. Haynes is out there. There's old Rusty Foster after him. There's Chad Shaw getting a piece of him, and a great tackle by Delmonico. I tell you what, gang, now that's defense.
You called out the whole defensive.
You dadgum right. So when you're playing defense, you're going to call all of them, because all of them are after the ball. The fellow with the football.
That's a big loss now. Second down and 20 for LSU.
Big play.
Ball is moved back to the 28-yard line. Tyler sets Foster in motion. Got to run for his life. A little blitz by Houston. He sees Foster downfield. Almost makes the catch at the 2-yard line. That would have been a circus catch. Devon Pender was defending Foster, but that ball was thrown perfectly.
Coach, that was a perfect throw. I think old Devon did exactly what he had to do. He went in, he went ahead and made a move for the ball. There's Haynes doing a good job. Good job of contained there by Hampton. That's just about all he got. Ooh.
Give a credit to the pass rush for forcing Tyler maybe to throw it
a little early.
But that was a heck of a hookup.
Devon, I'll tell you, Devon is a junior college transfer. He's been chasing those kids in junior college. This kid is no junior college boy. This youngster can motor.
Third down, the Tigers need 20. And the Cougar defense hold here. 5:08 left to play, second quarter. Going to throw it out in the flat. He made the catch. I thought maybe that ball may have bounced inside the 25-yard line. But sure did appear to set up a fourth down for LSU. I thought
all right, here goes back to a pretty decent rush.
Does this bounce in or does he catch it?
Oh, it bounces in. That bounced in, for crying out loud. There you go. Here, watch this thing again. Hit the dirt. See, that's the dirt. That's a trap.
And the point of the ball was going down anyway, so it was going to be a tough pass to catch. And now we're going to have a field goal attempt for Wade Ritchie. The spot will be at the 35-yard line, an attempt of 45 yards.
I'll tell you now, this kid's got a gun for a leg. Just don't be offside. That's it. Let him do it.
Picks it up wide left. He's going to miss it to the left.
Bless his heart. That's too bad. That just tears me up.
Well, the Cougars really hunkered down on defense. LSU was headed for a touchdown. They staved them off. 4:45 left to play. Kim Helton looking on. His Cougars leading 12-7. And the Cougars will have it on their own 28-yard line, first and 10. Off Sanford coming left. He's got running room. First down across the 35, and he pulls his way over the 40 to about the 42-yard line before Denard Walker brings him down. But look at that Kettrick Sanford, and look at the blocking by Houston. A 13-yard run.
Great job. Here we come. All right, we got Spriggs out here at the left tackle and Greg Brown at the left guard. Who we got pulling over there? Must be Wilbert Brown. Yeah, here comes Wilbert. I'll tell you, that's not that bad at all. Getting outside here with the fullback. Good job. Good job of running. That's it. God, Coach, I like that kid.
Let me ask you about adjustments, because that's what coaches make their living doing. The Cougars have really adjusted to LSU's defense. Here's Sanford again.
Oh, and that's going to be a long run.
In the first 8 rushing plays by Houston, they gained 0 yards. In the last 8 rushing plays, they've gained 90 yards. What happened?
I'll tell you what, they've handed the ball to Sanford on a little different play. They've run more draws rather than the zone dive, and they let them rush upfield, and it's helped a whole bunch.
Second down, Cougars.
Richard Edwards to the top of your screen, along with Charles West. Sanford in the backfield. Second down, Cougars need 9. Draw play again, Sanford. This time, LSU smells it out.
I'll tell you, our tight end just didn't move quick enough on that guy. He was a little bit slow in getting his thing blocked. If that tight end had got turned out on that guy, we'd have been in good shape again.
That Kenny Mixon has been in on a lot of tackles for the Tigers.
Coach, he's a good one. They're all good. Those are good football players. Those are good athletes.
All right, now Sanford will go out of the game, and Antoine Smith will come back in. Third down, Cougars need 8. Chuck Clements.
Third down, long.
Draw play again, Antoine Smith, and no going.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I don't care. That's fine with me, because those defensive backs were in pretty good shape there. I would have hated to throw in something that they might have locked onto.
Damian Toulier made the tackle for
Here we
LSU.
go. Okay, we had a draw trap. I'll tell you now, that's hard to do. That's hard to hold a block that long. The defense, as you say, Damian Toulier, whatever the heck his name is, it was just too long to hold.
Toulier too long, huh?
Toulier, it was Toulier too long.
Glad we weren't playing Tulane, huh?
Get it off, son.
Saucedo with a good kick.
Oh, I hope
Falk at the 18-yard line, but the angle was covered nicely.
Oh, no. Why did you do that?
Well, I don't think they thought he was out of bounds. I don't think there will be a flag here. Good coverage by Micah Malone. He is a special teams demon, isn't he? A 39-yard punt, a 7-yard return.
All right, here we can see it again. I'll tell you, got down there in pretty good shape. Didn't do too bad for gathering. Well, you're right. Okay. I'll tell you what, not a bad job by that kid.
I like the way Saucedo punted. I think it cuts his angle down a little bit. Falk doesn't have the whole field to work with.
No, I'll tell you right now, Saucedo is doing a good job of punting the football here. After, he started as a freshman last year, bless his heart. But he's come on and done a good job.
Houston leading at 12-7. 2:15 left to play in the first half. Reverse, Foster in the backfield. Houston, he's got to go wide, and Houston picks it up. Great pursuit on the play by number 47, Lewis Hampton.
Did you see Hampton? He forced him so far back, it was unbelievable. We're starting to stay home over there now. And these bootlegs and reverses and things like that just are not as meaningful. Here we can see it right here. Let's watch over here at 47, Hampton. See, look at him forcing that thing. He's got him, what, 5, 6, 7 yards deep and hit these heels. Gave everybody a chance to come up there. Good job. Oh, Devin, you got to tackle the man. Lock up, son.
Tell you what, Coach, we got a player down on the field. There's Hampton. Hampton's come up big here tonight. 227-pounder with good speed out of Killeen.
Here to tell you. Here to tell you.
Cougars have a player down on the field.
Probably cramped.
I would think so. It's awfully hot here. 90 degrees at kickoff with a 57% humidity.
It was 90. I'm glad you didn't tell me. I thought this sweat was from talking so fast.
Looks like that's Stedman Foreman.
I tell you, we can't afford to lose him.
Is he one of the strongest men on the team?
Well, I don't know. He's just a real good, strong safety, and I don't believe we have anybody that can.
They told me the other day he squat lifted 700 pounds last week. I'd say
he's all right. He's all right.
I want to remind you now, call 743-9444 for University of Houston season tickets, or you can pick up your tickets to the USC game coming up. 743-9444. Stan and the crew standing by to take your orders. Get in on the fun. Cougar football. Second down, needing 11. Herb Tyler, the quarterback. Draw. And a good job there Stacking it up is Chad Shaw. And did he fumble? He fumbled. Houston recovered.
Oh, my goodness gracious sakes. Isn't that a delight?
Is that Lewis Hampton again?
Lewis was on the recovery, but Chad Shaw, I think Chad Shaw was the one who made the tackle.
He made the hit.
Yeah.
Here's Chad
See,
Shaw.
there's Brown in good shape. There he is. That's right.
There's the
goes
ball.
that ball. That's right.
Ball squirts out. Mike Parker's right there, and here comes Hampton.
I'm telling you right now, that was a good job by old Chad Shaw.
Hey, Lewis Hampton's becoming a big play guy for
Coach
Houston.
Hampton, I watched him last year, and he is a player. If we can just keep him well, I'm telling you, he will add tremendously.
Now 1:24 left in the half. Still plenty of time for Houston. The ball on the LSU 29-yard line.
Don't do anything foolish.
Draw play. Antoine Smith.
See, Antoine doesn't have the vision. That was open outside, I'm telling you, for 10 or 15 yards.
The backs like the Sanfords and the Falks, they see that outside.
They see that stuff outside. Let's just see if we can see it on a replay.
Toulier with a tackle for LSU.
All right, see what it looks like outside. Well, I'll tell you what, that just shows you that you don't know everything up here. That's a great job by old Brown turning that guy over. There wasn't that hole outside till after he went inside.
Second down, they need 8. Gonna hand it off to Kettrick Sanford. How did he worm his way through?
Did you see that? I'll tell you right now,
down.
he is so quick.
Made a slick 5 out of nothing.
I'll tell you, it's going to be hard to see because he did it so quickly. So you can see he chased back. I'll tell you what now, that is running.
Coach, that's no place for the faint of heart between the tackles because there is some helmet button going on down there.
I'll tell you, they got good defensive people, and they got those senior linebackers. That's why I think our offensive line is doing such a good job because I'll tell you right now, to corner some of the linebackers that they've done and a couple, 3 of those defensive tackles, let me tell you something. Those people are athletes. They're good, big, strong athletes.
Kim Helton talking to Chuck Clements. The Cougars called timeout. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. 39 seconds left to play in the half. The Cougars now not only battling the yardage, they're battling the clock.
We got plenty of time here.
I want to remind you to purchase your tickets early for the Dome opener. That's Saturday, September the 21st, when the Cougars face nationally ranked USC. That's a 2:30 game in the afternoon in the Astrodome. For tickets, call the U of H ticket office at 743-9444. Ticket personnel are available right now. The Southern Cal Trojans, 2:30 in the Astrodome.
We got to be careful here. They'll be camping hard on our shortcut.
Cougars need 5 yards for a first. They have 1 timeout remaining, 39 seconds left in the first half. Robbie Wheeler in motion. Chuck Clements going across the middle. He's got a receiver. Touchdown, Houston. Damon Johnson.
That was a flag cut. I think we'll see it here. He took a great move to the inside, cut that thing back outside there, and I'm telling you, you couldn't believe it. Let's see if we can see
it. Clements put it out there nicely for Damon Johnson, the senior from Temple, Texas.
Great blocking by the offensive line. Well, you couldn't see the route, but he made a move inside and froze that guy, I'm telling you.
And he ran into his own man.
Yeah, oh, my goodness gracious sakes alive. All right, here we go again, see if we can see it. Well, no, you can just see that it's a great throw and a great catch by Damien.
Troy Twilley.
He made a really good inside move.
Now the Cougars will go for 2 again. Leading at 18-7.
I'll tell you what, I hope he just drops back.
Handoff this time, Antoine Smith pulls his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And right now, Kim Helton is orchestrating one of the major upsets in college football if the Cougars can hold on.
Well,
this is a shocker.
I'll tell you. All right, here we go again. Good job by Wilbur Brown. Hey, I'll tell you, that's a big hole up in there, people. That offensive line wiped those folks out. But here's what's happened now. Twice in a row, we've run the sprint out, okay? So they've had to slide to the outside. Now, all of a sudden, he punches up in. That's a real good call. Kim did a great job on that call, I'll tell you. Whew, that was a good drive.
This Houston Cougar team has come here to Death Valley. And there's some of the Cougar faithful right now And they are into it.
They're having all kinds of fun.
Well, I think so.
All you folks that stayed home, aren't you sorry? Hey, just go buy your tickets. Call old Stan Williams and out there to the ticket office. Let's get ready. Listen, these are good kids here. They're fighting their hearts out. They're fun. These are going to be fun kids to follow.
Let me give you that number again, 743-9444. Now, that's Kim Helton talking to his defensive coordinator, Gene Smith. And, boy, what an improvement this defense has made in 1 week's time. There's the scoring drive by Houston.
What we got to do is make sure, hey, stay in your lanes going down there. Make sure they don't come with a reverse or big lateral or something like that. Keep this thing the way it is right here, right now. Boy, this would be a great way to go in at halftime. Stay in your lane.
Tobias Johnson again with a kick. This is off the side of his foot, and you're going to give him the ball at the 35-yard line.
Goodness gracious sakes, Tobias.
That's not a very good.
No, bless his heart. Now, he's got to, I don't care if he has to practice till midnight. He just got to stop that. He's done that now a couple, 3 times.
Well, the problem here is that no time runs off the clock, so you've still got 32 seconds, and LSU gets it in good field position at its own 35-yard line.
That's not good.
So now, if you're Jerry DiNardo, do you try for a few deep? You might as well throw him deep a little bit.
He'll throw deep once or twice.
I'd give it to Falk.
I'd give it to Falk on a draw. Oh, he's going in at halftime. Okay. Be careful. Be careful.
And they're just going to take the clock down and listen to the LSU faithful. Not so faithful right now. Boos cascading down from these 80,000 fans.
Are you telling me these people are distressed?
I heard them say one time they told, I think it was Mike Archer, they told him, they said, Coach, we're with you winter time.
That's right. Like my dad used to say, they're understanding, just not very tolerant.
And the clock will run down. What a shocker in Baton Rouge, in Death Valley right now as the Cougars walk off the field, run off the field, leading at 20-7.
This game could mean so much if the kid can just hang tough in there and stay with it through this next 30 minutes. I'm sure they all want to, but I'll tell you, you've got to have done it a few times before you really understand how you do it. But we have exhibited great discipline. I'll tell you, I don't know how many offsides we had and how many penalties, but the penalties have not really hurt us that much, if at all.
Tobias Johnson will be kicking off for Houston. Down deep is David Butler along with Kevin Falk. Pick your poison.
I'll tell you, stay in your lanes. Stay in your lanes and get down that field.
Here we go to start the second half, and he gets a lot of foot into this one, driving him back into the end zone. A great kick that time by Tobias Johnson, and Butler will kill it in the end zone.
I'll tell you, that was a good lick. That is a delightful way to start the second half.
Well, when you've got explosive people like a Butler and a Kevin Falk back there deep, when Johnson can kick it into the end zone with a little bit of that favorable south breeze to his back, that really helps the defense.
He put a good foot into that one. That was smacked.
Jerry DiNardo is showing a bit of concern here in his opener, and he told everybody earlier this week, he said, look, he said, Houston's got some athletes. I watched that game against Sam Houston. They're much better than people give them credit for, and, of course, no one ever believes a coach.
Hey.
You used to say the same thing about everybody. But I know what you have to say. Here's Falk up the middle, cutting left. He's off to the races. Kevin Falk, 45-50, 40. He might go all the way. Kevin Falk, 80-yard touchdown. Run LSU, the first play from scrimmage.
Here it comes. They got the good job of blocking here. Rusty got a little bit far upfield. We lost 45. Chad Shaw went past the runner, and he cut back under him. That's the thing we just cannot do. We cannot overrun him. Got to keep that ball to the outside of us and pinch it off. That kid can motor, can he?
Boy, he can. Wade Ritchie with the extra point. It's up and good. And the explosiveness of Kevin Falk has put LSU right back in this game, 20-14.
We just got to remain very calm and set about our business here, control the football, and get it in the end zone.
Well, it didn't take these folks long to go out and mix them a drink and get right back in here.
Here it is again. You watch Chad Shaw, the middle linebacker, over right here. He overruns it, cuts back inside it. You can't do that. You know, there isn't anybody. That's not the way the defense has to be played.
That big tight end, David LaFleur, had a block, too, downfield.
Yeah, but even then, all we had to do is Chad had to just contain himself, keep that ball to his outside, be in good shape.
Well, he's everything we heard about. Kevin Falk, he is something else. If you make one little mistake.
That's right. That was one guy making a mistake.
A sophomore. Supposedly suspended for this game. He got reinstated yesterday.
I'll bet they're glad they reinstated him.
And now Wade Ritchie will be kicking off to Kettrick Sanford. And here is Houston's explosive back.
No big deal. Just remain calm. Everyone get a hat on the guy he's supposed to block. Bring it on back up. Field, be in good shape.
No, we played about 13 seconds.
Didn't take him long, did it?
No.
Boy, that woke them all up, didn't it?
Robbie Wheeler inside the 10. Looking for a gap. He's got one. He got across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
That's a good job, Bill. That's a good job he did right there. Good return.
19-yard return by Robbie Wheeler.
All right, there's Robbie heading back upfield. Pretty good shape. Sees a little crease there and jumps in it. That's not that bad. It really isn't. When you get back to, 26, 27-yard line all the time, you can start off a lot worse than that. Now we got to remain very calm. We still got to get intense mental preparation, but we got to remain calm.
Well, that run got this crowd back into it.
Yeah, Lordy, they were quiet as could be.
Well, as quiet as they can be. Hand off Antoine Smith. Breaks outside, off it goes. 35-yard line, cuts it up to about the 38. First down, Houston. And Antoine Smith made that on his own.
Hey, that's the way to answer that. That'll quiet him down. Do that 2 or 3 times in a row, would be in great shape.
They have him wrapped up here, Coach.
Here it comes. Up in there.
Toulier has him wrapped up.
Spriggs did let that guy get inside of him. Anton is strong as a bull. Put that ball away, son. Now, just very calmly, go on about your business here.
Ball on the 38-yard line. First down and 10, Houston. That's Burton in motion. Handoff draw play. Smith again.
Boy, that was late.
Alan Stansberry on the tackle for the Tigers.
Did a great job. Did a good job. I thought for a minute there was a crease. We were going to get it.
I don't know if he made anything. Maybe no gain.
Just go ahead and keep plugging away at him, pecking away at him. Suck it up mentally.
There's the big tight end, Jonathan Dennis, coming out of the huddle. Spriggs, Brown, Fricky Brown, Roberts along the front for Houston. Second down, 10 needed for Houston. Across the middle, and Jason DeGroot with a first down catch inside LSU territory. Cedric Donaldson on the tackle, but not before DeGroot teamed up with Clements for 13 yards.
That was a great catch. That almost was thrown behind him, I believe. Back in there, good protection, plenty of time, throwing it in there. See behind him, that was a great job by DeGroot. I'll tell you what, that's a super kid.
DeGroot made the grab, huh?
Yes, sir, DeGroot made the grab.
First down and 10. Houston leads it 20-14. Kettrick Sanford looking for a hole to run.
The only thing we don't have to help our situation there is we don't have that bootleg very much to the short side. If we could do that, if you notice that defensive left end just flattened it out there. Came in and caught old Kettrick.
Theo Williams, number 93. He's another freshman out of Marrero, Louisiana, 6'3", 235. Gain of 1 on the play.
Back up, son.
Second down, 9 needed. 12:25 left in the third quarter. Patrick Sanford, nowhere to go.
See, this is the thing that bothers me. We have got to fire out. Those offensive linemen moved them. First half, they have got to fire out and do it again. Just have to do it.
That Toulier was down there again, Damian Toulier.
Yeah, the backside is collapsing real hard. If we could get the ball a little bit deeper, run it out of the eye, and let him go out the back door, we'd stop that Toulier coming down so flat.
All right, another big third down for Houston to keep this drive alive. The Cougars will need 10. Here comes a blitz by LSU. Cougars pick it up. Little down pattern to the Groot. He needs to shake a tackle. Can't do it at the 45-yard line. Mark Roman was hanging all over him for dear life.
I'll tell you what, that was a good defensive play. That was a good throw and a real good. That was Charlie West. That was a good throw and a good catch. Did a good job. We just got to, get calm down here, get real deadly serious about what we're doing.
So West couldn't pick it up. Saucedo will be punting back on his own 40-yard line. There's that Kevin Falk fella again.
At the 9-yard line.
And a timeout called by LSU. Apparently the Tigers didn't have the full complement of players. 11:03 left to play in the third period, and Houston leads it 20-14.
Oh, yeah. You frozen yet?
Ignacio Saucedo back to punt for Houston. Low snap again. Gets it away. Falk is back. Will call for the fair catch inside the 10-yard line. Good kick by Saucedo. Edwin Sy was right down there on the play. A punt of 36 yards.
I'll tell you, that worked out pretty well. I was afraid there he's going to let that one go on in the end zone.
I want to remind you now that you can pick up your University of Houston season tickets by calling 743-9444. Stan and his crew are waiting for your call now. 743-9444. Get your University of Houston season tickets.
I'll tell you, get out that USC game.
Flip back to Falk. Again, he evades two tacklers into the Houston backfield again. Up to the 35-yard line. Was that Rondell Mealy?
No, that wasn't Falk.
Yeah, that was Rondell Mealy, a gain of 26 on the play. He runs a lot like the other guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what now. We had plenty of chances to tackle him on this. We're playing it pretty well right there. See, we missed 75. Leonte Reams missed him. That's a good job of the other guys. Just Thomas and Good did a good job back there just wrestling him down.
But it's another big play by LSU.
Yeah, we got to stop the big play routine. Now, I'll tell you what, gang, that's better, that's better. Yeah, they just need to get themselves mentally back into the game.
Stedman Foreman coming over after a gain of a couple.
No, that was a lot better. That looked a lot better. Here it comes again. All right, there we got half there. All right, that's better. They got it, all of it inside there, but holy smokes, when they do that, they don't have anybody on the linebackers. That's what you have to do. Linebackers just got to make the play, which we didn't do on that long run.
Second down, the option down the line again. Mealy cuts it inside. Pretty good job, I thought, right there by Mike Parker of holding his ground and cutting him inside, but it is another Tiger first down.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if they pull that G out of there, all right, we don't have, see, 14's out there by himself. He has to take the pitch. He has to take the pitch, man. There isn't anybody else out there. We just can't, he can't do that.
Well, LSU doing a good job of mixing it up. They're using it, their ground attack now, going on the ground, trying to wear Houston down.
These kids got to suck it up mentally. Heck, this is the same, I think, that LSU guy's been out there a long time.
9:37 and counting left to play in the third quarter. Houston leading it 20-14. First down 10. Tyler with a handoff. This is Kevin Falk, and he almost busted it. Got it to the 45-yard line, a 9-yard run. Mike Parker may have saved a touchdown.
Oh, he did. There isn't any question about it. Take a look at this thing here and see what happened, because it looked like we had, all right, No. Hey, we've got to when we start down with those guys, we've got to get ready to come back off of, get off the block. Our defensive linemen are getting tangled up with those other people.
Well,
too much.
Falk had to come off the field. He's limping. Looks like he's got a cramp.
Well, they got a whole
right
raft
calf.
of
And so
just like him.
what they do is run in Kendall Cleveland. Here's a young Cougar.
There you go. Come on, gang. Let's go. Got to suck it up. Linebacker's got to play here.
That was a 9-yard gain, so LSU needs 1 for the first. Hand off to Cleveland, cutting over the left side. Chad Shaw with a good initial hit.
Chad Shaw had a great initial hit, but he should have turned him over.
Lewis Hampton had to wrap him up, along with Jason Brown, but a first down.
There we are again, moving down pretty good shape. He cut back against the grain. See, you got to make that play. That was for right at the line of scrimmage. So Hampton got in there in good shape, helped out. Just got to suck it up here, gang.
So the ball now on the Houston 42-yard line. Okay, they're going to go the option down the other way. Good job on pursuit. Leonta Reams was in there for Houston.
And what happened is our defensive end went out and took the pitch, or the outside linebacker took the pitch. You got to.
There's the big junior out of Tyler, 6'2", 272.
Here we come.
Antoine Simpson
All
might
right,
have been
good job of moving down the line. Real good job of getting outside. There you go. Leonta comes on with it, and everybody cups him in, and we make the tackle. Yeah, it's not mysterious.
7:57 left in the third period. LSU trailing by 6. Second down. Play action. First pass for LSU. Going to overthrow everybody.
I'll tell you, I think that showed great discipline in the secondary. I'm serious. Whenever you're having trouble running, stopping the run, and then they throw out of that run, a lot of times you get those backs lost up in the wash there. That was good discipline on the part of those defensive backs. Played it well.
So now Herb Tyler and the LSU offense getting the play from the bench. This is a big third down play for both teams.
Huge.
Especially for Houston to try to stem the tide here. LSU has been controlling this quarter up to now. The Tigers need 9. Tyler to pass again across to his big tight end LaFleur inside the 25. Fumble and a recovery by Houston. Coming back the other way, the Cougars. Cougars need a block. Need a block. Hey, he may score. Going back down the right sideline. Damon Harris. Holy run out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. What a turn of events. A 62-yard fumble, recovery, and return for Damon.
Boy, that's what you need. Holy smokes. Great job. All right, here we go. Got a throw to the tight end on the out. Picks it up there. They hit it in good shape.
Mike Parker.
Good job. Good job. Ball bounced just right. Here's a good job of really taking off and running. I'll tell you, this is a good lick. Kids are in the game.
And, Coach,
there's a great block.
They're turning around and blocking for him, too.
I'll tell you, that was what was left from a score.
Damon Harris, sophomore out of Oklahoma, turns it completely around now for Houston, and the Cougars have it on the 25. First and 10, Houston. 7:23 left in the third quarter. Clements out into the flat. Antoine inside the 20 to the 18.
Good job. Good job. Nice and calm. Little old flat cut there. Good job. If old Antoine, though, would not stop, but just turn upfield and get it. There he is out in the flat. Good throw. Run, son. Just run.
Well, Kettrick Sanford now back into the game. Smith will get a breather. What a turn of events. LSU had a first down, marching to a TD and fumble the ball, and now the Cougars are right back down on the 19-yard line.
Don't call too many things. Just run.
Handoff. Sanford cuts up the middle. Down inside the team. Goes at the 5. He's down to the 1.
You think he's not a runner?
Oh, boy, what a run of 18 yards for Kettrick Sanford.
What a runner. Good job of blocking by the offensive line, but he got rid of 2 people. Here they are. See, Fricky gets knocked completely out of there. Kettrick goes by him. He loses that guy. He loses that guy. And here it takes two of them to get him on the one. Let me tell you something. That kid can run. We've got a guy down out there.
Coach Ullman, we are seeing two of the best young backs in the nation.
You better believe
Kettrick
it.
Sanford, a freshman out of Corsicana for Houston, and Kevin Falk for LSU. We have seen some of the best running, and there's one of the Cougars. I don't want to take a guess as to who it is because I can't see numbers.
You see number 12 out there, don't you?
Yeah. He's standing up.
Okay.
And number 7 is.
Okay, all right, let's go. It's not all bad.
But this looks like one of the big hosses that blocked for him up front. And looked like he got clipped, is what we understand.
Well, yeah, that looks like a pretty good set of legs.
There's Dr. Walt Lowe, the team physician for Houston, and he's probably as good a physician there is in the country. Not probably, he is.
I'll tell you what now, we can ill afford to lose one of those big linemen.
Well, this is a problem you have for Tim Helton right now. He's got some good first-teamers, but not a lot of depth when you're rebuilding a program.
No. That doesn't look like what I want it to look like either. He's still kind of hanging around on that ground.
I'm guessing maybe it's Greg Brown, number 68, because I see Justin Stilley in the game now.
Is that okay? Then that's probably
number 78, who usually plays behind Greg Brown, but we can't. Again,
Well, I'll tell you that makes sense because he'll be the left guard. And then we can.
All right, we're going to take a break with 6:32 left to play in the third period. First and goal for Houston on the LSU 1. First and goal for the Cougars. They're leading it by 6. Justin Stilley is in the game at left guard for Greg Brown. He was the player injured on the last play. Going to fake the handoff, throw it to the wideout, and it's a touchdown to the big tight end, Jonathan Dennis.
Same play that we ran against Sam Houston when he caught it in the end zone. I say same, or similar. How's that?
Pat Rogers was trying to cover Dennis, but that's like covering the sun. He's 6'2", 260.
That's a good job.
You know, Dennis and Griffin are almost interchangeable bookends, aren't they?
That's really a good throw. That was really a good throw. I'm telling you, he dumped it in over that defensive end for LSU.
Boy, what a turn of events for Houston. LSU taking away the momentum in the third period. Houston with that fumble caused by Mike Parker and the fumble recovery by Damon Harris, and now the score. The extra point by Villarreal is good. And with 6:11 left to play in the third period, it is quiet again in Death Valley.
Oh, it is quiet.
27, the Tigers 14.
I'll tell you, that's just exactly what they needed to do, though. We made a big third down play. We made 2 or 3 good runs. Nothing that, you could do, but it was in good shape. Good-looking play.
Coach, we have the replay that Greg Brown was injured on, and you'll notice when we show it to you that Kettrick Sanford gets a hole. Greg Brown had done a great job of blocking, but the guy attempting to tackle Kettrick Sanford rolled over on the back of his leg.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
A whole lot depends on where that heel was. If we might get lucky here, and he might have scared him more than it hurt him.
All right, here it is again. Now you see Sanford. There is Brown, number 68, on the double team block, and here comes the Tiger right on the back of his leg.
There you go. There you go. Right on the back.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, let's see it.
And
see, now he turned him in, but his heel wasn't in the ground. So we never can tell. We might, I'm sure it's a strain, but it may not be.
Well, the problem with that, of course, is you take a look at the scoring drive. Brown was a sophomore and a big part of that offensive line, but now he's replaced by a pure freshman, Justin Stilley.
Yeah, that's I love Mrs. Stilley. I always wish, that her son was still over there rested, because this is tough one here. That's a good kick. Oh, he nailed that.
Driving Falk to the back of the end zone, another touchback, and that's Tobias Johnson now has kicked a couple deep.
Hey, he's fine now. He just he's kind of over the hump. I really honestly believe. I believe he'll be in good shape. He'll be all right.
This is the first meeting ever between Houston and LSU. The Rice Owls have been coming over here forever, and the Aggies have been too. But this is the first meeting for Houston, first time ever in Death Valley. You can join these people in the Dome, and I wish you would. Call 743-9444 for Houston season tickets. They're waiting on your call right now. 743-9444, or you can pick up tickets to the USC game in the Dome. All right, Herb Tyler, the quarterback, sets him in motion. Here's Falk again.
Better, I don't care. Better. God, don't.
And this a fumble and a pickup on the play by Houston. They touchdown. That'll be a touchdown for Houston. Touchdown. Edmund Foreman picks up the fumble from Kevin Falk, and he rumbles 29 yards into the end zone, and Houston has struck again.
My goodness gracious sake. How about that, sports fan? Woo!
Falk was getting ready to turn it up and turn it on. And who shakes it loose here, Coach?
I think the safety came out there. In fact, that 45 almost got over. Oh, do you know that
Gary
is
Haynes.
91? The nose tackle? My word, is that hustle. See, that's it. That is mental discipline. That's hustle. Boy, that is
Coach,
great.
I don't have to tell you, Gary Haynes weighs 300 pounds.
Wasn't it lovely?
He was 15 yards back down the field making that tackle.
I'll tell you, he was a great kid.
The extra point is good by Sebastian Villarreal, and what a shocker in Baton Rouge. 5:57 left to play in the third period. Houston 29, LSU 14. Sorry, if you can believe it, Houston 34, LSU 14. And it came on this defensive play by Gary Haynes, who causes the fumble, and Stedman Foreman picks it up and rambles in for 6 more Houston points.
I'll tell you right now, that's great effort. Everybody was really hustling. All right, cover, stay in your lane, stay in your lane.
Tobian Johnson doing it again.
Oh, he is feeling better. He's feeling lots better.
And Kevin Falk will kneel down for the 3rd time in this quarter. What an amazing turnaround. Falk with an 80-yard run, first play from scrimmage for LSU. That got them all excited. LSU holds Houston, comes right back down the field, and then their All-American David LaFleur fumbles. Houston takes it back, scores again, and then creates another turnover. And, Coach, this is a shocking turn of events.
Well, I'll tell you, I just couldn't enjoy it more. The thing about it is a long way from being over. We got to play football. We got to mentally stay in the game.
Herb Tyler again, the quarterback. Now he wants to throw, and he's going to throw it up over out in the flat to Kevin Falk, way over his head.
But Foster got out there in great shape.
Looked like Reggie Davis was out there right in his hip pocket, huh?
I'll tell you what, they played it dadgum well. What was it? We had Rusty Foster was the kid out there.
All right.
And he came off the rush, jumped up, forced a high throw.
Falk looks tired, and they're going to bring Rondell Mealy in for him. 2nd down for LSU, needing 10. 5:48 left in the 3rd period. Going to go to the out pattern. It's complete to Chris Beard, and he gets across the 30-yard line. Might be close for an LSU first down.
It's complete to Chris Beard.
Yeah, that's a first down. He's over the 30. I'll tell you, I don't know what happened on our coverage out there, but we got good rush. Here comes the backside rusher. That's a good one. And he's just kind of standing out there by himself. I don't know what happened.
Chad Shaw was out there along with Delmonico Montgomery.
Yeah, Davis was out there, but I'll tell you, someone blew the coverage. Got to settle down. Don't give them a thing. Make them work for every yard they get.
First down and 10.
Look out.
And off Mealy up the middle again, trying to wrap him up.
Mealy carry.
Looked like Chad Shaw made the tackle for Houston.
Yeah, didn't overrun it that time.
But another big gain by LSU.
We got to play a little bit better.
You don't like to give up that much on first down, do you?
No, Lord, no. We just got to play it a little tougher up there with the line.
7-yard pickup for the Tigers. Under 5 minutes now to play in the 3rd period. If you're joining us late, Houston leads it 34-14 over LSU. Rondell Mealy. Montgomery trying to chase him out of bounds. He does, but not before Mealy comes up with another LSU first down.
I don't care if they're having to work for it. This is the best thing that could happen. Now, when we get about one more first down, then shut it off. All right, 47, Hampton got hooked that time. Open up, see, he ran around the block, the backside. Delmonico's out there in pretty good shape. Thomason Good is out there in pretty good shape. But, hey, just make them work for every yard they get. Don't run around the block. See, that means you're tired mentally. And fatigue makes cowards of us all.
See, now they bring in a fresh running back, Kevin Falk, back into the game. He's in the backfield with Robert Tyler.
He's coming this way.
You're right. Oh, good job. I'll tell you who was going the other way, Rusty Foster.
I'll tell you, old Rusty did a super. That's a super play by Foster. We needed that one badly.
I tell you, he's undersized. He only weighs about 246.
Yeah, but look at, see, that's a great job of blocking there and then getting off of the block and onto the tackle. I'm telling you right now, that's a great play. Hey, if you're going to stop people like LSU, you need a great play from people, and that was a great play.
A junior out of Garland, Texas. Under 4 minutes.
Can't be tired.
Second down, Tigers need 11.
Oh, good job.
The Cougars coming in from the other side.
See that,
Lewis
Hampton?
Hampton, who has played big here tonight, makes another play.
He has made a ton of big plays. That was super. He was around that guy before he knew what in the world was happening to him. Now, see, 74 was too slow.
Yeah. Sean Wells, the big senior tackle, just couldn't handle a much quicker player.
Too quick. See, this is great. Hey, calm down now and don't let them have the first and make them punt.
Third down, 16 for LSU. Ball on the LSU 41-yard line.
Line's got to suck it up.
Tyler across the middle. He's got a man, Foster, and he's got the first down. Delmonico Montgomery made the catch, but that was a huge play for LSU. They needed 16. They got 18.
I'll tell you, let's see that thing again, see if we were in man. No, our linebackers got to get out of there. Now, the left linebacker, whoever it was, he went to the outside instead of getting on back in the curl or the crossing area.
Another Cougar down now. And it looks like it's Stedman Foreman again, huh?
I'll bet it's that cramp. I'll bet it's a cramp.
Yeah, he's had it before in the first half. Now, at kickoff, it was 90 degrees. The humidity is, of course, if you live in Houston, you know all about humidity, and it's about the same here in Baton Rouge. And if you don't have a lot of depth, Ken Helton's got to be worried a little bit now. He doesn't have a lot of backup.
21, Colorado State, 14.
Well, what it is here is, hey, I'll tell you, right now, they got to suck it up and stop them. Yeah, they got to bleed slowly.
Wake Forest, 28. Northwestern, 27.
Of course, there's Mike O'Shea out there with his training staff. I've talked about Dr. Walt Lowe also. They do a super job with these young players. The Cougars travel to Pittsburgh next week.
Okay, let's see it.
Fresno State, nothing.
The Cougars travel to Pittsburgh next week at 6 o'clock for a showdown against Big East power, the Pittsburgh Panthers. So you can tune in to KENR Radio in Houston or any of our affiliates throughout eastern Texas. Also, you can call that U of H ticket office, 743-9444, and get your Cougar season tickets. We keep reminding you because, Coach, you do it all the time, talking to the alums, but the program needs the support.
Coach, I'll tell you what it is. Everybody, look at this thing out here. Okay, everybody's got to support their school, President. All right, here we're coming.
Right there's a helmet, hits him right on that knee.
Yeah, okay, he did. Now, that may hurt him for 4 or 5 seconds.
Well, he's out of the game now.
Well, but we need him. He's got to get well and get on back in there. This isn't that easy.
2:50 left to play in the third period. First and 10 LSU, play action. Looking down the middle, Tyler wants to run. No,
good job.
Wrap him up. Boy,
good job.
Gary Haynes was all over it.
That's a good job. Guys stayed at home, stayed in their lanes, in good shape.
There's an LSU player down. Looks like Sean Wells. Big offensive.
Here it comes. See if you can see it here.
No game of play.
They had his initial receiver
I'll
covered.
tell you, that's a good job of coming back in there.
Utah, 17. Stanford, 10.
I think maybe the heat, the exhaustion might have a lot to do with some of these injuries.
Oh, there's no question about it, Coach. I'm telling you right now, they're tired, but this is where the mental part of the game takes over. You have to whip yourself to play. That's what I was so proud of old Rusty Foster there. You know, on that one thing, the misdirection sweep that comes back off tackle. You know, Rusty just stuffed it and went and got the tackle. That's what you have to do. That dog just have to do it. But our kids are hanging in there pretty good. I hope someone got in there. I believe we were lined up wrong on the right side. That new youngster that came in for Stedman, I don't believe was in the right place.
They're going to see if they can get that figured out.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right. We're kind of, you know, we're one deep. We're not in that bad a shape. And two deep in places, but we're young. We got some good athletes, but we're young. Younger than you want to be, and Bill, it just makes it hard.
You know about it because when you came in the early 60s, you had to turn a program around once, and you did that, but it took you 4 years. This is the 4th year for Kim Helton, and I think maybe he had even a little tougher job than you had.
I think he had it harder because, see, we could go recruit 70 kids. Now, we had to wait for Texas to take their 70 or 80 and A&M to take their 70 or 80, but at least we could go get a lot of bodies. Here, he hadn't been able to go get any bodies, for heaven's sake.
Well, he's not even up to the limit of 85 scholarship players that the NCAA gives you. He's still way below that, and he's still trying. Yeah. He has to add to it with a recruiting class every year.
Well, and if you're going to take 24, 5, 23, what it is, and you graduate 12 or 13, shoot, you gain 12 a year. That's hard.
All right, here we go now. 2nd down and 10. The ball on the Houston 40-yard line.
Fight it out.
Kendall Cleveland in the backfield for LSU, along with Tyler, the quarterback. Wants to pass. Rushed by Houston. Ball is reception. Houston, Mike Parker.
Go down with the ball. Great, great, great.
A deflection, though, at the line of scrimmage. Somebody got a hand on that pass, and Parker picked it off.
Oh, my stars, did that help. Here we go.
Who tipped it, Coach?
Well, we'll see here. I'll tell you, he's being forced by Brown. 75, Leonte Reams.
Yeah, Leonte Reams. He's a big one, too. 6'2", and he's stretched up tall.
From Tyler.
You know what? He weighs 272 pounds. He jumped like he could play basketball.
Probably played a lot of basketball.
He also got
let's wear the clock out. Let's wear this clock out.
2:15 left to play in the 3rd period. Another Houston turnover. Look at the turnovers.
Nice start.
Houston has made a lot of those happen. Hand off Antoine Smith. Now you got to try to punish them a little bit.
Hey, what we have to do is just remain very calm and wear that clock out. Take it down to less than, wear out this quarter. Use every bit of the 25 seconds you got.
I've been over here to do football games before. I've never heard it this quiet.
Oh, you could. Yeah, that's right. The silence is deafening.
And that's the way you have to do it on the road. Huh?
Coach, no other way. You can do all the mouth magic you want to, but the thing that will quiet everybody down is the scoreboard.
Mouth magic?
Well, yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
1:38 left. Houston leading at 34-14 over LSU.
Wear the clock out.
Forcing 5 turnovers by the Tigers. Hand off, Antoine Smith looking for some running room. He does cut it up over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Mike Sutton on the tackle for the Tigers.
I'll tell you, that was a good run. I'm serious. There wasn't anything inside. He spurted outside there and leaned up in there, ran through a few people, and did a good job.
So now Antoine Smith will come out of the game.
That's it. Just wear it out. We got 24 seconds. Stay in there for at least another 15.
Patrick Sanford in the backfield. That's what the Cougars have to do. They need 4. Draw play. Sanford cuts it up. Does he have the first down?
That
right
is
there.
so close.
It depends on how the referee marks it now. He's right at the marker.
Oh, that's so close.
If he marks it with his left foot, he's got it. If he marks it with his right, it's going to be an LSU mark.
I'll tell you, this is a good call. Good job of blocking there. That's a good job. I'll tell you, he is over that, Coach, when he went down, he's over the stripe. Oh, that's not a real good mark.
Well, where are you? You're not at home, you know.
I'll tell you, that's not a real good mark. Oh, well, you're right. I'm sorry.
They're going to bring the chain out. This is a big mark, I think, for Houston to keep the drive alive. Try to run off as much time as you
don't
can.
understand. We could go into the fourth quarter and wear out a minute of the clock or a minute and a half. Oh,
Well, he didn't get it.
No, about 5 inches short. I tell you what, that was kick the ball, attaboy.
You're going to punt.
Yeah,
You got to punt. Boy, Kim is upset. I don't think he liked that mark at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't a good one. You can look in the picture we saw, and he falls on the other side of that stripe, on the upfield side of the stripe, and now we're back on the stripe.
Well, that's all history now because Falk is back deep. And Ignacio Saucedo will be punching.
I'll tell you what
Punting
now,
for
gang,
Houston.
we better stay in our lanes and get down that field.
Also, need a good snap again. Ten seconds left. I don't know why the Cougars wouldn't go ahead and punt it here. They got the wind behind them.
Well, I'm not real sure either.
Now they're going to let the clock run out on the quarter. So I guess Kim wanted to take as much time down as he could.
I think we start over.
That's the end of the third quarter, and the Houston Cougars are on the threshold now of pulling the upset of this young collegiate football season, leading at 34-14.
Lincoln Mercury, Gulf Freeway across from Alameda Mall. Exit Fuquay. MSRP $16,996, less $1,000 factory rebate.
The punter underkicked his coverage.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have got to be really careful with that. He needed a big high one, a chance to get out. Here it is. That kid should have at least left his feet. I'll tell you, 25 has got to leave his feet. Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's just a case of them not covering.
A 30.
Like you have to cover.
30-yard punch, 78-yard return for Kevin Falk. The worst thing about that is it didn't take much time to do it.
That's the whole thing, Coach.
Now LSU has to feel they're right back in it. They get the extra point here. They're down by only 13. Wade Ritchie with the extra point. It's good. And lightning strikes again. That Kevin Falk, whenever he touches the football, something always happens.
He's as dangerous as can be. He's something else, I'll tell you right now. He's a great one.
Falk's all-purpose yards in this game have got to be up around 200.
Or more. He has got a pot full of them, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. All right, this is see how we start off going there.
Looked like he missed it.
He did, but I mean, he missed it short there. You can't do that. Just can't do that.
If you're going to kick to this kid, you better hang it up.
Yeah, why would you not kick to that other fella?
Well, I don't know. I have no answer. I'd kick it to Foster.
I'll tell you, yeah, Falk has convinced me he can run. and, you know, if he hasn't convinced Saucedo, then we need to visit with him.
Well, that's another shocker, but then again, Falk put a shocker on Houston. The first play of the third period, Falk went 80 yards. Now he goes 78 on the first play of the fourth period.
Well, let's go back and get another one.
Well, you're going to have to. It's 34-21 Houston. And we still have a complete quarter left to play.
A little wild and woolly here, people, I'll tell you right now. But that crowd's still real quiet. I'd like to see that little number 7 put it in the end zone.
Wade Ritchie will kick it off.
Stay in the end zone.
Patrick Sanford will bring it out 2 yards deep. Sanford looking for a place to run.
No, that's Wheeler, I think.
Is it?
I think that's Robbie Wheeler. Robbie's on the right side over here. Sanford's in the middle.
All right, I get the 7 and the 2s confused.
That's all right, Wheeler. Your
Robbie
eyes are
Wheeler.
bad as mine.
Well, I can't argue with you there. That's Wheeler.
Just got to get tough mentally. Got to do it.
And we have another LSU injury.
Well, I'll tell you what. Known as I'm as hot as I am, and all I have on is a shirt, I know how hot those guys are.
303.
Hey, you're playing early in the year. in the South is tough going.
As the old boy would say, that's hard cheese.
Thank you.
I think they just announced 80,303, the fourth largest crowd all time, LSU.
See, I tell you, if these guys would just play us, they'd draw big crowds.
It's also the largest opener ever
Is that right?
for LSU.
Okay, well, that's great.
You know,
well, I'll tell you, it's been a wild one. Just stay calm, block everybody.
all right, the crowd in it now.
Oh, my, yes.
First and 10. Antoine Smith cuts it up.
Good job.
And gets to about the 29-yard line.
Hey, great job by our tight end there on the right side. Let me see here if I can pick this thing up because he got outside with no one in front of him.
That would be Rodney Griffin.
All right, well, we don't see it, but you can see here he rolls all the way outside and doesn't meet anybody. That's a good job. Now, just wear that clock out, gang. Let's get a first down here.
Gain of 7 on that first down attempt. Second down and 3 for Houston. Handoff Smith going out. He's got the first easy. 40, 45, cuts it up to the 47-yard line. A great job of blocking around the left side by Marcus Spriggs, Justin Stilley, Ben Fricky. David Butler made the tackle for LSU.
Did a great job. I'll tell you right now, they turned those guys in with no strain or pain.
So now they'll take Antoine Smith out of the game, give him a breather.
Here we go. See, the Spriggs, I'll tell you, just caved the whole thing in.
Wilbert Brown pulled outside, made a nice seal-off block.
I'll tell you what, I think he's more tired than he is hurt. That didn't look like too hurt there.
That's 16 rushes now, 84 yards for Antoine Smith after that 17-yarder. Patrick Sanford in the game for Houston. First and 10 Cougars. Sanford with the ball, looking for running room, cuts it up the middle, and he makes something out of nothing.
I'll tell you, that's the greatest 5-yard or 6-yard run I've seen in ages.
Coach, he's only 5'10", 185, but he runs a lot bigger than
Coach,
that.
he is. He's got good strength in his legs. But that was the greatest 6-yard run I've seen all night.
This young guy gained 6,762 yards in his career at Corsicana.
Now, he's something else. As we said before, he carried the ball more times than any other back in the history of Texas high school football.
That's what he's done tonight.
Little
Second
draw.
and 5 for Houston.
A little draw.
Handoff up the middle again.
I'll tell you what, we're another one of those third and about a foot here. That was a great run.
Kenny Mixon with a good tackle for LSU, but it's going to be right up close to a first down.
I'll tell you, Mixon has had a good night.
Yes,
he
he
has
has.
played well. He's a good football player.
They are very active.
There we go. Got about a foot. Got to have it. Just have to have it.
And big back comes in now, Antoine Smith. Third down and 1. The people here know how big these third down plays are. Ball on the LSU 44-yard line. Handoff Antoine Smith. He's stuffed.
No, he didn't. They didn't give it to him, but he made the first down.
Kenny Mixon, Mike Sutton. I was in favor of a quarterback sneak there just to get it up.
Yeah.
As you see Wilbur Brown getting up, something you can hit quickly with.
I'll tell you, 74 got mashed back. He just got mashed back. And that's no good.
Well, the Cougars now have to punt almost from the exact same spot. Kevin Falk will be back on inside his 10-yard line.
I really hope he kicks the ball somewhere besides the Falk.
Why don't you kick it out of bounds over here?
Yeah, I don't care if you kicked it out on the 25.
Another bad snap. Got to get it off. He does.
Great. And it's a terrible punt. That's super.
Oh, it's a great punt.
Yeah, there you
Goes
go.
out on about the 20-yard line.
Great punt.
All night long, the Cougars have been having problems with that snap. Jeff Medford is the backup snapper. Rusty Foster got hurt last week and couldn't snap deeply, and Medford has been pressed into action. That was a 24-yard punt, and you got to give Saucedo credit.
You better believe it. Old Saucedo did a great job.
Boy, I thought for a minute, who was that big guy?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, he was in there pretty close.
Tuier, I think.
All right, now we got to play football.
First down and 10, the ball on the LSU 20-yard line. Houston leading it 34-21. Here goes Kevin Falk again. Cuts up the sideline. Look at that move by Falk. Wow.
I'm telling you now, that guy's something else here.
16-yard
What they did,
run.
though, unfortunately, now, they blocked us pretty dadgum well in that time.
He has rushed, Coach, for 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's returned 3 punts for 103
Here it is.
yards.
See, they wiped us out right there. He doesn't run into very much, so he gets a pretty good piece down the field. Then he's got enough speed that he can do that kind of stuff.
He is over 300 yards all-purpose running.
Well, what we got to do is we got to get with it again. I don't know how many of our people we have that are wounded or anything, but they got to play.
First down and 10 going to Falk again. Big hole right side into the Houston backfield. And another LSU first down before Mike Parker can grab him.
I'll tell you, our guys mentally, this one is serious. They have got to get themselves up there.
A 17-yard run.
All right, here they are, just a tackle. They hook 75, 51 doesn't get out of there. I'll tell you, that's a good tackle by our defensive back there, but it's serious now. We gotta blunt this thing.
High formation. Falk dots the I.
Yeah, all they're doing now just
coming left. Good pursuit by Houston.
There you go.
Jason Brown, number 42.
Did a great job that time. Did a better job in the secondary. We were up there in contained position.
Now Falk waves his arm, says, "Get me out of here. I can barely breathe," and they'll come back with one.
47's doing a good job. Boy, that guy is tackling poor old Hampton. That's a good job there. Oh, Jason Brown did a good job.
All right, so Rondell Mealy is the fresh running back for LSU. Second down, 6 for the Tigers. In Houston territory. Mealy going right. Rondell Mealy cuts it up inside the 35 down to the Houston 32-yard line.
I'll tell you, I think we ought to call a timeout here and give those kids a chance to regroup. Because all right, here we go again here. See, we're standing up now. 91 ran around the block. We missed the block there.
Lou Parker got held twice.
Oh, Coach, they're grabbing and tackling them.
They reached out and grabbed Parker's jersey.
I know. They're just tackling everything, and that umpire's not about to say anything.
First down and 10. The ball on the Houston 32-yard line. 9 minutes left to play. That's an eternity. Cougars leading by 13.
There we ran around the block.
Mealy cuts it back to the middle. Keeps his balance. And he's run out of bounds at about the 1.
Now, I'll tell you, we've got to take it. Well, it's too late now.
Jason Brown ran him out. A 31-yard run.
Well, what it is, 94. See, he's grabbing. Look at him tackle Parker. My word. Yeah, he's out on the 2.
First and goal for LSU.
Got to get our pads down.
Mealy, along with Tyler in the backfield. High formation. Flip back Mealy, dives. Oh, he's met the 1. What a stick.
That's the way to stick him. Let's see who got that one.
Well, Shaw's got him from behind, and Montgomery from the front.
I don't know,
Parker's in there, too.
Someone came over there in good shape.
Second.
I'll tell you, 93, 45, and 49, Davis is in good shape.
Chad Shaw back.
Chad's in good shape.
Second down and goal to go. Call it the 1.
We have got to have a cornerback out there.
Kendall Cleveland. And he goes in. LSU touchdown. And we've got a 7-point game.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, we have got to move the football and control it here. We got to keep that defense off the field for a little while. Got to keep it off the field. What they're doing, they're just blocking down. Chad Shaw got all wrapped up there, then stood and watched it. Can't do that. You have got to have more. It'd be nice if you had more athletic skills.
Wade Ritchie, line drives it right through.
28, okay.
And LSU has scored 2 quick touchdowns in the fourth quarter. The Cougars still lead, but now it's only 6. And for the touchdown, and now it's a 6-point Cougar lead. And Wade Ritchie will be kicking off. Kicks it deep again. Patrick Stanford in the end zone. He'll go down to one knee. Well, if there ever was a drive that could define the season, it might be this one here for Houston.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not this. Okay, 7 plays and they went 80 yards. It's not the do or die thing, but I'll tell you, if we could pull this thing off, I'm telling you right now, this would rank right up there as one of the great games the University of Houston's ever played. But to do it now, these kids right out there right now are going to have to suck it up like they haven't sucked it up before.
This LSU crowd in it now. 4th largest all time. 8:22 left to play. Across the middle. Big catch, Damon Johnson. He's up across the 35 to the 36.
That's a great job. That's the way that'll get their attention. Now they
Rogers. Boy, they gave him a ton of room here, Coach.
Well, what it is they've got those linebackers up in there right now. I'll tell you what, if that 82 hadn't come back, that linebacker hadn't come back, that'd been a long run.
Yeah, Twilley got caught out of position. The free safety coming over.
Yeah, what it is we have to just play football.
1st and 10, Houston. Damon Johnson having a big night. Antoine Smith.
Oh, no.
Nowhere to go. Pat Rogers, number 82, the first man in.
Well, the thing about, let's look at this. See, you can't fiddle around like that. You got to go ahead. If there's nothing there, go ahead and burrow in. All right, now, I'll tell you, that doesn't look really that he just went too wide. The runner went too wide. We had a pretty good double team there. That was not that bad a play. Put that little shaver in there.
2nd down, 14, Houston. 7:15 left to play.
Out there, go ahead and run a draw.
Houston leads by 6. Across the middle, big tight end. At the 35-yard line, Rodney Griffin, but Mark Roman was right there for LSU.
Well, we got 5 of it back. And what we got to realize now, it doesn't do any good to have a 5-yard gain if we need 10 yards. We got to have it here.
6:38 and counting. The Cougars holding on. 3rd down, they need 10.
Be careful where you throw it.
Going deep, hanging it up to Robbie Wheeler. Oh! He dropped it at the 37.
That was a great route and a great throw.
Robbie Wheeler had it on his fingertips.
Oh, my goodness gracious sakes. It's going to be hard to see the route. The route the kid ran was real good. It was a corner route. As you can see there, the ball comes right down in his hands. Ooh, my goodness gracious, was that a help.
He beat David Butler, and now Saucedo will punt from his 21-yard line, and you can guess who's back for LSU.
I'll tell you right now, we better kick it away from that kid.
Another low snap.
Kick it away from him.
Kicks it up in the air. He won't kick it to him at all here. And it's killed by Houston at the LSU 37.
I'll tell you, I don't care. That's fine. We gotta.
Well, we're going to take a break. 6:04 left to play. The Cougars are hanging on for dear life. Yeah, they're going to try to run it right up Houston's throat. 6:04 left to play in the game.
And 75. No.
Tackled by Chad Shaw.
Leonte Reams ran around the block and opened that seam up. He cannot do that. That was a great job for the linebacker.
But a big first down gain for Falk.
75 runs around the block. You can't do that. Can't do that.
Mike Parker
cannot do it.
Mike Parker there initially. What a gain of about 7 on the play. Let's call it 6. Second down, 4 needed for the Tigers. Look at what Falk has done tonight. 198 yards rushing.
Yep, we just can't run around the blocks, man.
Kevin Falk again coming left. Stedman Foreman rushes him inside. Nobody wraps him up. Into the secondary. And another LSU first down.
Let me tell you something. I saw a move there that time as good as you're going to get. I mean, that kid is an unbelievable runner.
Leonte Reams finally made the tackle for Houston. Up over 200 yards.
See that? I'll tell you now. Hampton got to stay in the game because he could have made the tackle.
Ball now on Houston's, let's call it, 45-yard line. First and 10, LSU. 5 minutes left to play. Houston leading it by 6.
3 tight ends.
That's Hankton in motion. Oh, and
there you go. There we go. Oh, Chad did a great job of timing out his blitz that time. Super job. Needed that.
Well, I think some blitz are needed. You're going to have to gamble a little bit.
There it goes. Right off the deal. Really good job by Shaw that time. Really good job. And a good job by old Rusty Foster over there. He had that stuff crammed in.
5-yard loss. That'll bring up second down. 14.
They got those big tight ends. That receiver on this side's offside. I don't guess that makes any difference.
Herb Tyler to pass. Little out pattern. Cuts it inside. And a big first down. Chris Beard.
No, not first down yet.
Well, he was close.
He's close. There isn't any question about it.
Jason Brown on the tackle for Houston.
Here are those big tight ends. Coming back in there. We got to have a blitz again, try to catch them from behind. If we possibly can.
So they're going to call it 3rd and 1. A ball right there at Houston's 37-yard line. Big play.
Back out.
And off. Oh, he's going. Rondell Mealy. 10-5. Touchdown, LSU.
I have never seen anybody tackled like Parker was on that play. I want to see that thing run back. That gum LSU guy just ran out and wrapped him up. Out in broad daylight. Yeah, Lee.
Look at Adam Perry, number 76, with a crushing block.
See, look at him hanging on there on 44. Dog, it's easy to run if you're going to let them tackle him, for crying out loud. That really is irritating.
Now that game is tied at 34. Wade Ritchie can give LSU the lead. It's up and good.
I'll tell you what, though, I don't care. That is really a terrible job by the officials. All right.
The LSU Tigers, with 21 fourth-quarter points, have taken the lead by 1. They now lead Houston 35-34, 3:22 left to play. Kevin Falk with 203 yards rushing. Mealy with 152. That's 355 yards rushing by those two backs. And that ball went out of bounds, so the Cougars will get it at the 35-yard line.
That's a good return.
Well, they have been from the south end. They have had the benefit of the wind at their backs, and they've been kicking it out of the end zone. But that time I thought Ritchie made a mistake, because the Cougars will get pretty good field position here at the 35. Well,
Just got to suck it up and tough it out, gang.
All you need is a field goal to win it. You got 3:22.
Lots of time. You got to suck it up.
65 yards to go for a touchdown. Probably, Coach, only about, what, 45 yards to go?
You need about 40. You need 40 yards
to get in field goal range.
I tell you, I don't know if I'd play that. I'll tell you what, it's got to happen here. I'll tell you what now, that slant's open.
Out to Antoine Smith, and he drops the ball.
I'll tell you what, gang, now that was wide open and a perfect throw. You got to catch those, son. Good job here. Good job protection. Good throw. Look at that. And I'll tell you, he was headed up for about a 7-8 yard gain. You can't drop those.
Charles West, Robbie Wheeler back in the lineup along with Kettrick Sanford.
I'd run a draw here and see if that kid could break it.
Second down, 10, Houston. Across the middle, almost a circus catch by Damon Johnson, just off his fingertips. Denard Walker covering for LSU.
Did you see number 7 sliding out here against the grain? He didn't have a soul near him.
Well, he ought to come tell somebody.
I hope so.
Especially Chuck Clements.
Oh, my stars. Was it? Watch this. Watch 7 slide out there. Well, I'll tell you what now. That wasn't that bad a throw. In fact, that was a pretty dadgum good throw. A little high. It would have been a great catch, but the guy had a hold of him pretty good.
Well, here it is. Third down, 10. 3:09 left. Houston has converted on only 2 or 12 third down opportunities. Across the middle.
Why would you?
Pat Rogers wraps up Maurice Bryant.
You know, you can't throw a 1-yard pass if you got 10 yards to go.
Well, the problem here, too, Coach, is you're going to have to kick to a team you haven't been able to stop on the ground yet.
Yeah, see, there are just too many of them.
Almost fumbled that. He got lucky. He was holding it out there. All right, the problem is, can the snapper get the snap back to the punter? He's had to worry about the snap as well as kicking the ball. Here's Kevin Falk. There's a good snap. Sauceda.
My Godfrey, he puts it right down in the...
Falk fumbled and is recovered at the 31. Oh, boy, he called for a fair catch and he fumbled it. Had there been anybody close to him, Malik Ledbetter was close. Now watch, this ball has, if there's anybody closer to him,
I'll tell you what, if we had just hustled down there like a bunch of banshees, never can tell what might have happened there.
A 35-yard punt for Sauceda.
Yeah, now, Coach, I tell you, we can't run around heads. I mean, and that's what happens when you get a little tired.
LaFleur,
you lose a little bit of your discipline.
Pack.
They got the big
ball. They've got the big lineup in. 2:24 left.
They got the big ones in there.
Kendall Cleveland. The one back. He'll get it. Going right side. And he gets to about the 38. Rondell Mealy, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, it wasn't a bad effort on our part. Let's see it on the monitor here and see if we can see who got out there and tripped him up. What happens is, sooner or later, they just get a crease in there. 75's down the line. All right, see, that's it. He made the hit back almost on the line of scrimmage.
Now, the problem with that is that Houston calls a timeout, but they gained about 7 on the play.
Well, maybe we need a little refresher here.
I think this Mealy kid's going to play a lot this year, too. He's got about 165 yards rushing, and he's the backup.
He's something else. They got 3 great runners. They're going to be hard to deal with. No question about it.
Yeah, if he can get him a passing game going a little bit, this LSU team's going to be tough.
Well, those 2 receivers can really go.
Coach, I think for the Cougars, it's almost running out of gas here is what...
Well, I'll tell you, it is. You're 100% correct. But also, we're running out of the toughness mentally that has to be there to win these kind of games. Like, you know, Leonte Rings, who's a really good defensive football player, slid around and ran around the block at a really critical time. You just can't do it. Yeah, it would have been harder to go across his face, but we just have to do it. Just have to do it. But that's the next step these kids have to learn. Hey, they're in this game.
They've got to put a stop here on LSU.
Got to get a fumble.
Boy, what a job Kim Helton and his staff have done preparing his team.
done a heck of a job. I'll tell you right now. And the thing about it is, I'm serious. They grabbed these kids on a couple of their critical runs and just flat tackled them.
Cougars need to stop.
Got to go. Don't go around the block. Go
Second
through the
down,
pressure.
3. Hand off again up the middle, and Rondell Mealy going over the top to about the 40.
I'll tell you, that's a better job. They established the line of scrimmage in pretty good shape.
Houston calls another timeout. With 2:05 left, the Cougars have 1 left.
All right. That's a good job there by Hampton. Good job of the defensive tackle. Must have been Haynes. See, I tell you, that wasn't that bad. Good job. Now, I'll tell you, we just have got to rear up. We got to run a back through, a linebacker, take a little bit of a chance, see if you can get a hit.
Well, about a quarter ago, they were excited over there. They were leading it.
Coach, I'll tell you, our kids have done a great job. They played a heck of a game.
20 points, the Cougars had a lead going into the 4th period, but Kevin Falk has turned it around.
Coach, I'll tell you, that's what great backs do. That's just what great backs do. What it is, we have got to bring somebody. I don't bring the whole cotton-picking bunch up.
Well, Coach, here's your problem now. It's 3rd and really a short 1. And you've got 1 timeout left. So you've got to gamble here probably and
Coach, you got to
bring
stop.
Everybody.
You got to stop. If you don't, they can just about wear the clock out because you don't have enough timeouts left.
If you're LSU and you want to gamble, you might play action and you might get a long bomb.
And I'll tell you what, you might get a...
Dump it off to somebody.
You might get a fumble with someone hitting the quarterback in the back. Big play.
Kevin Falk is back in the game. Here we go. This is the game. 3rd and 1. Pitch back to Falk. He's got it in this zone. Look out. He's gone. Montgomery trying to trip him up, and he trips him up at the 18-yard line. Oh, that's Kevin Falk.
I'll tell you, he's something else.
Somebody lift that jersey. There may be an S on his chest.
I'll tell you what. Don't you know those policemen realize that they did the right thing, those cops? 24 is doing a good job. Everybody's up in there. Hey, Coach, the guy's a runner. This is a good job by our kid there getting on his heels.
I've got him at 246 yards rushing for Kevin Falk. And remember, his last game, he rushed for 234 yards. That was in the Independence Bowl against Michigan State.
Now, who's in there? He's not in there now.
Well, I think it's Kendall Cleveland. But
now, don't let him have this. Just don't let him have it. Get tougher.
Cleveland coming left. And he's tackled at about the 10. 128 and counting left to play.
Don't let him in there. See that? Our kids get up. Dadgummit. Fight it down till the dadgum game is over. Till the last tick ticks.
Oh, what a heroic effort by the young Cougars here tonight.
They fought
but they just ran out of gas here in the 4th quarter.
A little bit. We got to finish this. We can't let them in the end zone.
1 minute left to play.
Can't let them in the end zone.
Herb Tyler goes in with a play.
Cannot let them in the end zone.
Kendall Cleveland, the running back behind him.
Fight it out. Got to fight it out.
Quarterback sneak.
Okay, they're not interested in getting in the end zone.
That's the time remaining. They'll call a timeout to move the chains. That was a 1st down inside the 10. I believe.
Got to fight it out.
I think they'll measure it. Well, it's just the Cougars.
Coach, I'll tell you what.
To pull the upset of the
century.
Yeah.
Ain't no question about it. But I'll tell you, in credit of LSU, fire. Those guys stayed in there and fought it out. And I'll tell you, we will too before this season's over. We will win a game like this. You watch.
At the end of the 3rd period, it was 34-14 Houston. LSU, behind Kevin Falk, has stormed back to score 21 points here in the 4th period. It's 1st and goal LSU now. Seconds, 34 and counting. This could be the last play of the game.
I'm sure it will. That's right. And that's a little class there. They're not going to get anything by doing it again.
And now the officials, Houston calls a timeout. That's the final timeout for Houston.
Well, what do you want? What do you want? Go ahead, Billy. You feel.
Well, Coach, I got to take my cap off to Kim Helton and his staff.
Hey, they did a great job. The kids did a great job. And the thing I'll tell you that's too bad is they were so close to having that wonderful, wonderful victory. You know, the huge upset that just vaults your program into the next level. But I don't care. They'll get it, and they'll get it before this year's over. Don't worry about it. Those kids can play.
You know, you've got to get there. They were on the verge and possibly pulling off the upset of the college football season, and when you get to thinking about it a little too much, they forgot to play the final 15 minutes. But I'm going to tell you, I'll say one thing. They ran into the best rushing offense I've seen.
They ran into
anywhere.
2 or 3 of the as good a runners or better runners than they're going to see the rest of the year. Those guys can run. They really can.
All right, this will be the final play. And Herb Tyler and Gary DiNardo showing a touch of class by going down and not trying to pile it on. The clock will wind down, and the 4th largest crowd of all time in LSU football, 80,303.
All right.
Watch it right here as LSU rallies in the 4th quarter to defeat Houston 35-34.
Since #1 Cougar dealer Bayway Lincoln Mercury.
Played really hard. And as you say, I think Kim and his bunch did a really good job. And it's just kind of, you know, it's sickening to realize you come so close and don't make it. But I don't care. That'll make a better football team out of them and a better program out of them because it's going to make them sturdier, stronger, tougher people.
Well, you got to learn. There are some of the faithful that followed the Cougars over here to Baton Rouge tonight, and now they have to look forward to Pittsburgh. That's the next road game for Houston, September the 14th. That's a 6 o'clock game in Pittsburgh. And the Cougars now go to 1-1 on this young football season. They lost a tough one, Coach Oman. Enjoyed working with you as usual. I hope you enjoyed it here, folks. LSU defeating Houston 35-34.
To be a Houston Husk.